Marines University Ancilla College, First Federal Bank, Big B Coffee, McDonald's, Absolute Plumbing, Heating and Cooling, Bourbon Street Pizza, Culver Portside Marina, Marshall County REMC, the Pilot News Group, Marshall County Fiber, Johnson Danielson Funeral Home. The Coca-Cola pregame is up next.
Culver's Portside Marina handles all water and recreational needs. When it comes to pontoons, Godfrey leads the industry in performance and quality, and Portside Marina has them in stock. From Sanpan, Aqua Patio, Sweetwater, and Monaco pontoons, if you're looking for a family boat, Culver's Portside Marina can help. Discover the evolution of the wake boat through luxury models offered from Centurion and Supreme Surf Boats. Yamaha Wave Runners and Kawasaki jet skis are on the showroom floor waiting. Located at 514 West Mill Street in Culver. Stop in or call them at 574-842-5000. Culver's Portside Marina.
Who do I perform for? I perform for all the awesome composers whose music deserves to be heard.
I perform for all the stagehands who make sure I never miss a cue.
I perform for our high school choir director who taught me to breathe from the diaphragm and sing from the heart.
Speech, debate, theater, music. The performing arts teach valuable life lessons that typically aren't taught in the classroom. They help high school students learn leadership skills that prepare them to enjoy more satisfying, productive lives.
I perform for Mrs. Evans, my high school debate coach, who has helped me become more confident than I ever dreamed possible.
This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the high school in your community.
Hey, I've got a question for you. Who will you perform for?
Time now for the Coca-Cola pregame show.
And we're live in one of the loudest places on earth, the area at John Glenn, and it's going to be a loud one tonight as Plymouth opens the season as usual here against the John Glenn Falcons. The JV game just completed, and Plymouth took a 45-37 win in that one, and hoping to do the same here. But I tell you what, this is going to be a lot different game than the one that they played here last year.
Yeah, without a doubt, Rusty. You're going to have a John Glenn team that hopefully has found their identity a little bit more than they did last year. You got kids that have been in the program a little bit longer. You got a little more depth, a little more age. That's the best part about freshmen. They turn to sophomores, and sophomores turn into juniors. So, we'll see how much growth those kids have shown, over on the Glenn side. But, we were talking about it earlier, Rusty. They've definitely got some talent that we've seen, on this court and in some other sports as well. So, we'll see how Coach Dupont has really got these guys to mesh together and see how they play here tonight.
You could see a year ago, they've got some players. They got a few guys that can really light it up, like Jude Nix. They got the coach's son, Hunter Dupont, out there as well. Matt Parrish, a player from a year ago. James Messer. Archer Rust is, I'm just going to go out and say it. I think he's the best athlete at John Glenn High School. He's the best baseball player I saw last year on their team. He's an unbelievable quarterback in football.
And he's only a sophomore.
So you got some athletes out there. On the other side of it, you got Plymouth. That's almost the same kind of a team as Glenn. A lot of guys have seen some varsity action, but not a lot.
Right.
And a lot of young players trying to find their identity.
Right, it's a second-year coach, kind of in that same boat. Can we get our system? Glenn's kind of doing the same sort of thing as they were, but Plymouth kind of an overhaul with what they're doing. So, and then the same sort of boat, young players. They've got a couple more seniors over on the Plymouth side, but not a lot of varsity experience, in this lineup. And so we'll see, the Ellery brothers, the Wynn brothers. It's going to be a fun year to kind of see, what this Plymouth team is able to do.
We're going to take a break. We come back, we will talk with both the head coaches in our Coaches Show, brought to you by Marian University and Ancilla College. That happens right after this.
Coke Zero is now Coke Zero Sugar with great Coke taste. Some people were excited to hear the news. Some were skeptical. So we're not going to have the star of the show you're watching come out and say, "You'll love it." No special jingle written by this week's hottest pop star. No famous internet celebs who happen to be holding the label just so. Okay, maybe just one little pour shot. The only thing that will make you believe Coke Zero Sugar has great Coke taste is trying it yourself. Ice cold Coke Zero Sugar. Try one today.
MCF got its start in 2018 with one goal: bring fast, reliable fiber internet to Marshall County. Today, we offer lightning fast speeds, equal upload and download with no contracts and no install fees. Whether you're working from home or streaming all night, Marshall County Fiber keeps you connected. We might be the new kid on the block, but we're growing fast, just like our internet. Visit marshallfiber.com or call 574-223-2191. MCF, making rural connections possible.
Coach's Corner brought to you by Marion's University Ancilla College.
And it's time for the Marion Ancilla Coaches Show. John DuPont, head coach of the John Glenn Falcons, joins me. You really don't have a body of work yet to critique, but it's going to open tonight. I got a feeling that you may be as up as your players right now. I mean, this is if you need a pep talk to get going tonight, probably ought to look for something else to do.
Yeah. We just had that meeting with our players in our room, watching a little bit of film. And, first night of the season, opening night at home. The motivation and the energy should take care of itself. And I think it is. I think our guys are ready.
I would think so, because I've been to your place. That place is going to be rocking tonight too.
Yeah, that's the wonderful thing about our community is that they love basketball. So they're going to show up. The students will show up. We're out of school today, got a long weekend. So I think this is going to be a fun place to come watch a basketball game.
Let's talk about the game. I mean, you told me you just got done with walkthrough. You've had a few weeks of practice, scrimmage, all that kind of stuff. But, break it down for us. How do you feel about where you're at?
Yeah, I feel good. I feel like we have put in what we can put in. I told you last week when we talked, the fun thing about coaching this group of kids is the buy-in. Like there's no attitude, there's no selfishness. These guys just like playing with each other, which makes coaching so much easier. Sometimes it's about me and our assistant coaches just getting out of the way and letting them kind of learn, not only learn through their mistakes, but just play together. And that's been the big thing for us. But our scrimmage, we were happy with. We saw some really good things. Got a lot of stuff on film that we could improve on and stuff. But man, the kids have been really energized.
I was going to say, you still last year you had an incredibly young team. You're still young, but I mean they have that year of experience. So this ought to be a lot more fun this year. They kind of know what to expect a little bit.
Yeah, we told them this morning, it's like, last year we were trying to survive. New coaching staff. We had sophomores playing varsity that probably weren't ready to play varsity. We were just trying to figure things out together last year. So the nice thing about coming into this year is, we're going to have 3 or 4 guys starting on varsity tonight that started varsity last year. So yes, there's going to be nerves. Yes, there's going to be that nervousness when we get out there to tip off, but we should be able to calm down a lot quicker than what we did last year and just go out and play basketball.
How do you feel about where you're at? I mean, are you where you want to be at this point? Are you where you thought you would be at this point? I mean, what's your take?
Well, I tell you what, you asked me that question after tonight's game, and I may have a better answer for you. But we are where we are right now. Let's just put it that way. I don't know if I can tell you where we want to be, because I don't think any coach before their first game is where they actually want to be. Unless you just have that senior-laden, 4-year returning guys, and you just know what to do. But I mean, we're still going to have to work through some stuff. And the good news is we got the guys to do it. We got the guys that are willing to go out and work through it. And so if you're asking me if we're where I want to be, probably not, but we're darn near close. And that's all I can ask for.
I'm going to say, you talking there, I just thought, yeah, there's going to be, even though you got some guys who've been out there before on Friday night, there's still going to be that share of, oh, yeah, moments that happen during the course of the game.
Oh, yeah.
So it's going to be, it ought to be fun, though.
last year, I'll be honest, I was scared to death going into our first game. I didn't know if we were going to score 10 points. I didn't know if we were going to give up 80 points. You know, my feeling is different this year. You know, I have the utmost confidence in the kids we're going to put out on the floor tonight. And that is a sign of relief for me. And I know it is for them too. When one kid's struggling, I know there's 2 or 3 other ones that are going to pick him up. And we didn't really have that last year. It was 5 individuals out there trying to learn how to play together. And now I feel like we have a team out there that is just playing for each other.
Talk about Plymouth a little bit. I mean, it's really hard to get a feel for your first game opponent because, you know, they're kind of in the same position you are. Got a lot of guys that they're kind of experienced, but not totally. So, you know, you don't really have a feel for them, I would imagine.
No, I mean, you know, they're going through a little bit of what we went through last year and a little bit through what we're going through this year. They lost their 3 top scorers. You know, I think they lost 5 of their top 6 or 7 scorers from last year's team. And they've got good guys, good players coming up to fill those roles. And I'm sure Coach Miller is feeling the same way. It's going to take them a minute to get going, get used to that varsity speed, and get their feet under them and stuff. But the thing about Plymouth basketball is it will always be Plymouth basketball. You're always going to have guys that can shoot. You're always going to have guys that are tough. They're always going to be well coached. And, you know, that is the fun thing about starting with Plymouth is you have 2 hard-nosed teams that are going to battle for 4 quarters, and they don't care how the talent matches up or how the skill matches up. It's just going to be a 4-quarter battle.
We'll talk about your guys. What do you want to get accomplished tonight?
Well, we've been preaching it since the summer. For us, it starts on defense. It's got to start on defense. And if we're getting deflections and we're getting defensive rebounds and we're getting out and then getting out in transition from that, I think we're going to have a competitive night tonight, a good night for John Glenn basketball. So for us, it's going to start on the defensive end. Offensively, we realize that, hey, it may take a couple possessions to get those nerves calmed down, and it's about not turning the ball over and just taking good shots and stuff. But, you know, I like our players. We're returning our leading scorer from last year in Jude Nix. He's got to be our motor this year, got to be our leader on the floor, and those other guys have to just kind of follow along until they get their feet under them.
Well, man, good luck to you tonight, and we'll see you in a couple hours.
All right, we'll see you when you guys get out here.
John DuPont, head coach at John Glenn.
There's a trend happening around the educational world. More and more high school graduates are attending smaller community colleges to start their educational journey. At Marian University's Ancilla College, we welcome students from all walks of life. The opportunities at Marian University are endless, from living on campus to being a collegiate student athlete. From day one, your professors will help you create a plan for a success at Marian and beyond. Find out more about Marian University's Ancilla College through our website at marian.edu/Ancilla today.
And in this portion of the Marian Ancilla Coaches Show, it's Greg Miller, head coach of the Plymouth Pilgrims. I know you don't have a large body of work to look back on so far, but you know, you had a scrimmage and a few things. I mean, you know, what are you seeing?
You know what, we're very, and we talked about it last time, we're very inexperienced, you know, varsity playing time wise, and the speed and the physicality of the varsity game and the scrimmage, you know, it shook us a little bit early. You know, we got down 10-0 right away to a very good Logan Sport team. You know, they're going to have a really good year this year. And, you know, called a timeout and then came back, and the end of that first quarter, we outscored them 9-6 after that point. And we really settled in. We started to find ourselves a little bit. too many turnovers, early on. But once again, we played a really big team, really physical, athletic. So it was a good test for us early on. But yeah, it was a great scrimmage, and we're going to roll the ball out here tonight.
Got to feel that a lot of what you're going to go through here. You got some guys who've had some varsity experience, but number one, not a ton, and number two,
Correct.
not together. And I don't think
Yep.
people understand how much difference it makes when you got a guy on the floor with you that you played with for 8-10 years, and you know where they're going to be, and you anticipate each other.
Yep, absolutely. And like we said with the scrimmage, we knew it was going to be messy. We didn't want it to be sloppy, and I think that we came away realizing that it was messy, but messy is, you can fix it early on. And there were just some small things where guys weren't quite on the same page on a back cut, or looking for a certain read within our offense, and one guy does something, and the other guy's expecting something else, and it's more reps, and there's no substitution for game speed and game like reps. Right. So in terms of a scrimmage, it was really good and really beneficial for us.
I'm thinking too, you got guys that are probably going to have to fill new roles, and learning what that means is probably going to be a curve there too.
Yeah, absolutely. And we open up tonight, and guys know their roles, but it doesn't mean that they have them down to a T at this point, and I think that you'll see growth from us throughout this game, from the beginning to the end, and to Saturday and then into next week. And like you said, is that experience starts to come, hopefully you start to see a more well-polished team.
Talk about how you feel about where you're at. I mean, I don't think any coach is going to say, yeah, we're ahead of, right where we want to be right now. But I mean, what do you think? I mean, are you ahead of the curve? Are you where you thought you'd be at least?
Yeah, I mean, kind of going back to what we talked about, last time, defensively, I think that we're further ahead than I had, thought. With it being, the same strategy, the same philosophy defensively for a second year, that helps. That helps the returners. The terminology stays the same. The game planning stays the same. And then offensively, we did have to change things up, quite a bit this year actually to fit what we have. And so defensively, probably further ahead than honestly I thought we would be at this point. And then offensively, you'd love to be sharper. You'd love to be cleaner. We don't have a ton of stuff in right now because we want to do the things well that we have in.
Okay, now I'm going to throw this out there. Being ahead of the curve defensively, does that make you feel pretty good, at least? Because, all the cliches, defense travels, it's about effort, defense wins championships. It's got to feel like you're at least going to be in games and give you a chance if your defense is playing well.
Correct. And, we will look just a little bit different defensively, not having Caden Eller, that was our rim protector at 6'6", and now we don't have anybody hardly over 6'2". So, that's going to look a little bit different, but we've got a really smart group. We've got a really aggressive group, pretty physical. That's always a concern going into a game. Like, are we too physical? How are they going to call it tonight? Are we going to have to adjust early? But we play fast, we play physical, and I think that gives us a good chance in most of our games.
And like before, first game, you don't really have a lot of film or whatever to look at on Glenn. But I mean, you played them last year. They were a young team last year.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, looking at them, I feel like you're both in a similar situation. Young guys. But, some experienced guys, but not ultra experienced guys.
Correct. And so many people have asked me about this game, and I go, you know what? Like, I think that the two of us are kind of eerily similar, in that case, like where, they lost a couple guys and that played big minutes for them. And they're young. They don't have a ton of varsity experience either. And they've got one scrimmage under their belt. We got one. And so, I think that we're pretty much in the same boat, and I think it makes for a really fun opener for both teams.
How about your guys? I mean, tell me, what do you want to get accomplished tonight?
Yeah, we want to establish ourselves defensively. Be fast, be physical, keep them off the offensive glass. Like I said, going into game one, you have no idea what they're going to run. There's no film. We don't know if they're going to ball screen us. We don't know if they're going to run flex, back cuts. But we're just going to go out there and be the best version of us defensively and talk through everything, and hopefully don't have any communication errors. And then offensively, we want to move past, cut screen with pace and purpose. We want to catch it, where we want to catch it. We want to get some driving kicks. We're not a huge team, so we're not going to have a ton of points in the paint, against larger teams, and they've got a little bit more size than we do. So obviously, we'd love to see us knock down a couple jumpers early to loosen the defense up.
Well, man, I'll tell you what, good luck tonight, and we'll see you in a few hours.
Yep, sounds good. Talk to you then.
Greg Miller, head coach at Plymouth, and stay right there.
Looking for a stable career in an industry that doesn't slow down? Hoosier Racing Tire in Plymouth, Indiana is seeking motivated people who believe in quality and want to work in a safe environment. With thorough training provided for all positions, no experience needed. Second, third, and weekend shift production wages start around $20 an hour, with potential at $25 an hour within a year. Quarterly bonuses, paid time off, and health insurance benefits that start on day one. Apply online at HoosierTire.com. That's HoosierTire.com. Hoosier Tire is an equal opportunity employer.
Here's the keys to the game.
And we're back at the Airy, one of the loudest places on earth, at least during basketball season. Rusty Nixon and Peyton Skirvin with you, and keys to the game. You heard both the coaches talk about it, being the best version of themselves, play some defense, and don't turn the ball over.
Yeah, without a doubt, Rusty, and, if only it was that simple of a game, right? But sometimes it can be. The team that doesn't turn the ball over usually can win. You talked about kind of what happens when you walk in here, Rusty. You're hit with a sound wave, and you can feel it. And when you're in here, Glenn's got to learn how to use that to their advantage, right? And I think that's one of the keys for them is to kind of cause a little bit of chaos. Let's get loud in here. Let's go on a run and kind of force Plymouth to have to settle in a little bit more. In that process, find your identity.
The only luck we had tonight was that the band isn't going to be here.
No kidding.
When they are here, this place just rocks.
Well, there's no room for them, Rusty. This place is pretty packed here tonight. But and then on the outside of that, though, Plymouth has to settle in, right? You can't let this get to you. You got to make early shots and kind of settle into this game before the crowd gets a hold of you.
When we take a break, we come back, we'll have our starting lineups. You're listening to Max 98.3's opening night of boys basketball, Plymouth and John Glenn.
Absolute Plumbing, Heating, Cooling of Plymouth has become one of the leading service companies in northern Indiana. Serving Marshall, Stark, St. Joe, Fulton, LaPorte, Elkhart, and Kosciuszko County since 2014. They specialize in residential, commercial plumbing, heating, and cooling services. They also handle drain cleaning, water heater repair, commercial refrigeration, furnaces, generators, and much more. And they're the area's only York brand dealer. That's why Michiana has made Absolute Heating and Cooling their one-stop shop for service needs. Locally owned and operated with over 20 years of experience in the trade. Visit their website at AbsolutePHC.com for complete service information. Absolute Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, the area's top York brand dealer.
Johnson Danielson Funeral Home has been established in the community of Plymouth since 1879, and its staff is committed to providing care that goes beyond the expected in serving today's families who call Marshall County their home. They welcome families seeking options and alternative ways to pay tribute to someone, from burial packages to pre-planning to planning a checklist. The professionals, along with caring staff at Johnson Danielson, are available to assist your family 24 hours a day by simply calling 574-936-2829. Visit their website at johnsondanielson.com for a complete list of services. Johnson Danielson Funeral Home. Service beyond expectation. At Marshall County REMC, they are more than just your electric provider. They're your neighbors, your partners, and your connection to a brighter future. Since 1936, they have been powering homes, farms, and businesses with reliable service, innovative energy solutions, and a commitment to our community that never wavers. It's not just about keeping the lights on, it's about keeping our community strong. Marshall County REMC, powering progress, powering you. Learn more at marshallremc.com.
Here's your starting lineup brought to you by First Federal Savings.
And let's start with the visitors tonight for Plymouth. It's going to be Kylan Ellery, one of the starters. That's a familiar name. Also Parker Wolf and Dan Nguyen, two other familiar names from a year ago. Here are a couple that aren't quite as familiar. Kyla Ellery will be one of the starters as well, along with Parker Bagley. Parker spent some time, well, both spent some time with the varsity. Parker saw a lot of minutes, but Kyla not quite so many. So that's Plymouth tonight for Glenn. It's going to be Hunter DuPont, Jude Nix. You heard John DuPont talk about him. He's going to be the guy everything goes through. Matt Parrish will be out there with James Messer and Archer Rust. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back with a tip. You're listening to Max 98.3's Game of the Week.
When it comes to your money, you want a bank that understands you. At First Federal Savings Bank, we offer more than just a place to deposit your paycheck. We're here for you every step of your journey. Need a loan for that new dream home? We've got you covered. Looking to save for the future? Let's make it happen together. From personal banking to business banking, we offer full-service solutions tailored to your needs, online, in person, or over the phone. No matter where you are, we're with you every step of the way. First Federal Savings Bank. We don't want to be the biggest bank, just the best. Borrowers must meet underwriting guidelines. First Federal Savings Bank is FDIC insured and equal housing lender. NMLS number 399927.
We're back at John Glenn High School. Rusty Nixon along with Peyton Skirvin as boys basketball opens for the season. Our traditional opener here at John Glenn with Plymouth and the Falcons, and they've announced the starting lineups are about ready to start. You played in these games. You've coached in these games. I mean, what's going through your head right now if you're getting ready to start?
Man, just get your feet under you. You know, just settle in. Don't turn the ball over. Get a feel for the ball, get some cuts under you, don't foul early. And just settle into this game, Rusty. I mean, it's the best time of the year here in Indiana. How can you not love it?
Well, as a baseball guy, I still got to think spring is a little more bit better, but
yeah.
let's...
well, that weather has something to do with it.
Let's get this going. Kylan Ellery will tip it off, and he's going against Jude Nix. It's going to be Plymouth basketball. Dan Nguyen has it. He'll get it to Kyla Ellery. Now back under. Kyla looking for somewhere to go. Backs his way in and misses his shot, but he's fouled, and I think that one's going to be on Nix.
And that Ellery to Ellery connection out to Caleb's just got a really good ability to pass the ball. Kylan's got a really good ability to slip. So you're going to see that pass happening quite a bit. And what did we just call?
Oh, they said it was a blocked shot instead of a foul. So they're going to hand the ball over to Glenn. All right. Just underway, no score. We had our first moment for coaches to start yelling. That happened early. We're, 30 seconds in? Glenn with the basketball. Down the baseline goes Rust, and he is fouled down there.
Oh, no, I think it was away from the ball, Rusty.
I don't know.
Hold on, let's see who they called it on. No, yeah, they called it on Parker. That was away from the ball.
Called it on Parker Wolf.
He's a notoriously physical player, as we know.
Yeah.
He won't back down.
Bringing it in is Parrish. He'll get it to the other side of the block. Nix has his shot blocked, and Ellery comes out of there with the rebound. I'm going to have to use Kylan and Caleb here, so here we go. 7:23, no score yet. Kylan in the paint, spin move, doesn't fall. Rebound comes down to Archer Rust. He'll bring it up to DuPont. He'll direct traffic. They'll start the half court. Nix into the paint. Lays it up with the right hand. Blocked by Wolf. And he goes to the floor with a basketball. It's going to be a travel call.
Plymouth definitely bringing the energy on the defensive end here, Rusty. That entire bench, they're standing, they're fired up down there. A lot of communication.
Nguyen will bring it across. He's guarded up by DuPont. Right side, Wolf. Looking into the middle, nothing there. Kicks it to Bagley. He'll take the three from the left wing, in and out. And rebound comes down to Rust, his second already. 6:49 to play, no score. Left side, Messer looking into the corner. He gets cut off by Kylan. Down into the corner now, Nix has DuPont top of the key. He'll dribble it back to the middle. Takes it left side, coming across. That is Messer. He'll take the short jumper. He'll bury it.
It's a nice little look, Rusty, out of the 6'3" kid. That's a difficult shot to hit, but also a difficult shot to guard. A mid-range pull-up.
Glenn on the board for the first time. 2-0, 6:19. Across, Kylan. Hands it off to Caleb. He'll take a three from the right side. Off the rim. Rebound to Nix. He'll push the issue. Gets it to DuPont. He'll take it to the paint. Cut off. Almost loses the handle. And they're going to say he double dribbled. Got a little bit out of control there.
Yeah, as you're going to expect in that first game. Going to take you a minute to, like we said, get your feet under you, settle into the game.
Nguyen will bring it up, calls out the play. He's got DuPont working on him. Popping out is Caleb. Parker Wolf down to Kylan on the block. Spin move. Blocked by Messer. And it comes down in the hands of Rust again. 5:43, 2-0 Glenn. Three-pointer from the top of the key. James Messer. He's got 5 points. Glenn has 5 points. They lead at 5-zip. Underneath, pass gets away. Not sure who that was even intended for. And it's out of bounds. Plymouth turns it over.
It was a perfect start for Glenn, Rusty. Knocked down a couple open shots, settle in. Messer taking over there.
And emotion taking over for Glenn. They feel it right now. And Nguyen making a defensive play. Trying to steal the pass, or steal the dribble. And he's going to be all over DuPont. He's actually, there's some hand fighting going on, and they haven't even handed the ball off to start the play. So DuPont will drop back. Now Rust has to look for somebody. DuPont finally gets open. Brings it over the timeline. Nguyen all over him. He'll use his shoulder to get some room. Nguyen steals a pass away. He'll go the other line, lays it up and good. So a steal and a bucket by Dan Nguyen puts Plymouth on the board.
Defense leads the offense.
5-2. Glenn with the lead. Moving across the paint. Matt Parrish tries to get it in the corner to the Knicks. And Parker Wolf on the floor takes it away. 4 turnovers for Glenn right now. Kylan into the paint. Jump stop. Won't fall. Wolf with the rebound. Knocked out of bounds. And it's going to be Glenn basketball.
Yeah, Rusty, I think, for Plymouth to kind of get some points on the board here, it's going to have to be what Dan Nguyen just did, was get some steals, get some of those weak passes away from the basket and try to take them going the other way. That's the best way to get points on the board.
Kylan Ellery's had some good looks, but he is getting bodied up the minute he goes down there. He's drawing a lot of attention. And Hunter Howard now on the floor for DuPont. He'll try to take it across and gets it to Rust, who has it knocked out of his hands by Caleb Ellery.
Yeah, clearly a desire to have ball pressure out of Plymouth. They're all over the ball as soon as it comes across half court.
Looking in, Bagley cuts off the wanted pass. Now they'll get it in the corner where they wanted it to Parrish. On the block, Nix tries to hit Howard coming through the paint, knocked out of bounds. They're going to say it's Glenn basketball.
Yeah, look for them to go back to that quite a bit more. It's just getting Nix the ball in the low post and, kind of letting guys cut and work off of him. It's probably going to be a little bit more of their bread and butter.
Gavin Myers will come on. Taking a seat will be Archer Rust. He leaves with no points. He's already got 3 rebounds. Pass to Parrish. Now to Messer. Looking for somewhere to go. Goes in the corner. Howard will take it to the baseline. Gets it on the block. Nix has it knocked away. Recovered by Messer. Now Myers gets a spin move. Goes to the paint. Throws it into the stands. And it'll be Plymouth basketball. 5 turnovers for Glenn right now.
That's just, you don't want that, Rusty. It's duh. But, man, with the way you're shooting it, try to get a shot up, man.
5-2. Glenn with the lead. 4:04 to play here in the first. Bagley drives baseline. Has it knocked away. Myers will get the foul. And the palms up.
Yeah, like you said earlier, I don't think
there has never been
never fouled.
No
Rusty.
basketball player has ever committed a foul. Just look at him when it's called. On the floor for the first time here, Grayson Terone. Preseason interview. He's going to see a lot of minutes. They like what they see in him. Dan Nguyen now with the inbound pass. Has Howard on him. Gets it picked from Kylan. Now Caleb over in the right wing. Back to Kylan. Popping out is Bagley. Looking underneath.
Good slip.
Hits Kylan under there, and he's fouled by Matt Parrish, who once again, what did I do?
Well, I'll tell you, Plymouth doing a good job on that possession of setting screens and then slipping off of that. Seen Kalen get a couple of different slips and shots at the basket there.
Kalen will get to the free throw line now. His first one is up and rolls on every possible point in the rim before falling in.
Shooter's touch, man.
That's what it is, just touch. 5-3 now, 3:42 to play. Shot goes up and goes in. That one much swifter.
Plymouth going to mix it up defensively here, I think.
5-4, 3:40 to play. Plymouth trails. Glenn with the basketball. Howard has Messer with Ellery all over him. Pass into the paint and kick back out. Myers with a long jumper. No good. Nix keeps the rebound alive. Howard in the paint. Myers again from top of the key. Off the front of the rim, and Caleb Ellery will come away with it.
Yeah, they got a foul. I don't know who they end up. Messer maybe on that.
I'm not sure. We're going to. Yep, that's who they're going to get.
He's been their only offense so far. So
James Messer, his first foul.
They're going to take him out.
Hunter DuPont comes back. And Messer will take a seat. And Dan Nguyen will bring it across. He'll put it on the block. Bagley trying to back his way in. Can't do it. Tyrone shot fake. Now Ellery with it again. Kylan goes to the baseline to Nguyen, and that's a three. Dan Nguyen from Kylan Ellery, and it is 7-5 Plymouth. Howard looking for help now in the paint. Myers, corner to Nix. He'll take the shot. Wide open look at three. It won't fall, but it comes down in the hands of Hunter DuPont. He gives it to Archer Rust, who misses a 15-footer. We got a whistle and a foul.
And Plymouth doing a good job of, most of the time getting a body on somebody when a shot goes up. You're going to have to box out, especially when shots aren't falling, man. You got to be sure you get that board, no second chance points.
Plymouth will bring it back across. They have their first lead, 7-5, 2:35 to play in the first. Nguyen goes on the block to Bagley again. Spin move, over under. Can't get it to fall. Myers comes away with a rebound. His second. He'll bring it across. He's got Howard. Howard trying to get it on the block. Rust able to push his way in there and lay it up and in. Archer Rust with a good feed.
And he's a well-built sophomore, Rusty.
He is a heck of an athlete. Bagley with it on the left wing. Cross court to Nguyen. Shot fake. Gets his man in the air. 15-footer. Butter.
The senior's locked in here tonight, Rusty. That's kind of what we saw at the scrimmage, too. He's playing well.
7 points out of Plymouth's 9 belong to Dan Nguyen. Very physical out there by both teams.
My kind of game.
Ellery knocks it out of his hands, out of bounds. They're going to say Myers touched it. Whoa, they're going to say Myers touched it last.
And once again, that defensive intensity paying off for Plymouth. And they're going to go to their little bit of size, what they've got of it.
Hudson Smith is going to come onto the floor, I think. Yep, and Bagley will get his first break of the night. 9-7 Plymouth, minute 39 to play here in the first. Nguyen brings it over. Passes it over to Ellery. Kylan work his way into the paint, lays it up, and he'll get called for the travel. He shows signs of being a lot like his older brother.
Yeah, he does. That quick first step, the ability to spin really quickly. Just got to find that finish inside. Coach Miller asked, a little bump there maybe?
Minute 27. Clock running. Left side.
Nice
that
move.
Is Rust. Goes to the paint. Doesn't fall. The wind comes out of there with it. Pushing the issue to the block, to the bucket, lays it in. Dan Nguyen is on fire. 9 points, 11-7 now. Plymouth. Minute to play in the first quarter. Myers working top of the key, has DuPont. He'll go to the block, lays it up, lays it in with the left hand. Hunter DuPont makes it 11-9. 53 seconds here in the first period. Dan Nguyen directing traffic now as he brings it across. Has Kylan off the screen. Tyrone looking underneath, nothing there. Kills the dribble, gives it back to Ellery. Smith comes off a screen in the corner. Tyrone had a wide open look, drove it instead. He'll take the 10-footer, gets knocked to the paint, and then Ellery can't get the short jumper. And it'll come back the other way. DuPont Three-pointer. Bang!
Against Dad's will. He wanted him to slow it down. Then he saw the wide open shot and he took it. Dad said, all right, I can't complain.
Yeah. As it's leaving his hand, it's like, okay.
Yeah, we'll take it.
11 seconds now, and Glenn back in the lead, 12-11. The win, trying the paint, forces his way in, puts it up, rolls around, no good. DuPont with the rebound, and that'll end a very physical and, quite frankly, rough first quarter. 12-11. The score will take a break. We come back. You're listening to Max 98.3's Game of the Week, Plymouth and John Glenn.
Coke Zero is now Coke Zero Sugar with great Coke taste. Some people were excited to hear the news. Some were skeptical. So we're not going to have the star of the show you're watching come out and say, you'll love it. No special jingle written by this week's hottest pop star. No famous internet celebs who happen to be holding the label just so. Okay, maybe just one little pour shot. The only thing that will make you believe Coke Zero Sugar has great Coke taste is trying it yourself. Ice cold Coke Zero Sugar. Try one today.
Who doesn't like pizza, right? But have you tried the pizza at Bourbon Street Pizza lately? More fresh ingredients and a new pizza sauce recipe. It's like a slice of heaven each and every time you take a bite. And now there's 16 new style of pizzas for you to choose from on the menu. And let's not forget the mouth-watering wings or their 5 different pasta dishes to choose from. Bourbon Street Pizza with area locations in Plymouth, Culver, Argus, Walkerton, Napanee, and in Bourbon. If you're looking for a quick and delicious dinner for the entire family to enjoy, look no further than a Bourbon Street Pizza location near you.
We're back at John Glenn High School. Rusty Nixon along with Peyton Skirvin. Boys basketball underway, and I'm surprised they weren't mopping up blood out there after that first quarter. It was
fun.
Very physical.
It was definitely a fun first quarter.
It was, and what a different game. What a different team Glenn is from
completely different. We talk about finding their identity. It's here.
Right side, Caleb Ellery looking in the middle. Gets cut off, he'll dribble, gives it up to Dan to win. Now my greatest nightmare is here. Dan and Ben are both on the floor at the same time. You can tell they're brothers. They decided to get the same haircut, so they look almost exactly alike. At least the Ellery brothers have different haircuts.
Nice pass.
Hudson Smith loses the handle, and coming out of there with it is Parrish with the steal. He'll bring it up, give it up to Messer back on the floor, both teams. Actually, Glenn with their starters, Plymouth with a few subs out there, Smith and Nguyen. Into the paint, Messer kicks it. DuPont thought about it. Messer will take it. Left-handed from the right wing.
Nice
no
rebound.
Good. What a rebound by Nix. He hasn't scored, but the things he's doing. Three-pointer, no good. Hudson Smith flies through.
That was Myers. He's fired up a few so far here for Glenn.
Bringing it across, Dan Nguyen. He'll work out near the volleyball line. Kicks it to Wolf. Wolf waiting for a cutter. That cutter is cut off. He'll take it to the paint himself. Kicks it to Dan. Dan to Ben. He'll think about the three. He pulls up. Now he goes top of the key. Gives it up left side to Caleb. Caleb works into the paint. Has it knocked away and recovered by Parker Wolf. Has it knocked away by Myers, who gets it. And now both he and Nguyen get into a tussle over it, and a jump ball that'll go to Glenn on alternating possession. But boy, Dan Nguyen,
I love the
he
intensity.
doesn't even act like the same player. I mean, you talk about somebody who has grown into
just confidence, man. That's all it is, right?
A
He's
leader
playing with some confidence.
Pass goes into, and he's playing with fire.
Take
Nix
charge.
with the drive. Doesn't get it to fall. Gets his own rebound. Has it knocked away. Now Messer with it, and he'll get fouled, taking a 10-footer.
You know, just not enough. We talk about how physical you got to be in this game. You got to be even more physical when the shot goes up, right, Rusty? I mean, you got to fight for rebounds. Plymouth kind of just settling. You can't assume that, you know, the putback's going to go in because we're playing high school basketball. That putback doesn't always go in. You got to get a body on somebody and box out.
6-12 in the second. 12-11. Make it 13. As Messer hits his first free throw. You know, that's a funny thing. As rough as this game has been, that's only the third free throw that's been shot. Here's the fourth one. That one goes in.
They're letting them play a little bit with some physical ball, which I'm not going to complain about, Rusty.
I like it.
And you got to finish through contact if you want to win at this level.
I like it. Dan brings it across, gives it up to Wolf.
Feet ready.
Top of the key. Caleb with a three, in and out. Smith keeps the rebound alive. Wolf will get it. Plymouth will have another look at it. 5:55, 14-11 to score. Glenn with the lead. Plymouth has the ball. The Wind's setting up something here in the half court. Caleb, top of the key. Parker, top of the key. Flip to Bagley. He'll get it to Dan. On the baseline, knocked out of the hands of Smith. It's going to stay Plymouth basketball. Oh, Hudson Davis. I have to say, because there was wasn't there a Davis Hudson a year ago or something? There was
we go through a lot of names, Rusty, a lot of names. Well, Hudson, he looks like the left guard out there when he's playing. I'll tell you.
I had trouble with him too. He caught a line drive on a kickoff. I will never forget those this year. Pass goes over Caleb on the left side. Tyrone, drive, block, cut off. Caleb, corner goes to Bagley. Thought about the three. Drives the baseline. Has it knocked away. Myers comes away with a steal. Tries to go to the block. Knocked away. Wolf will take it right back.
Nice pass ahead.
Into the paint. Bagley won't get the shot to fall. Wolf follows and hits the layup.
A lot of effort being displayed by both teams right now, Rusty. Not a lot of great technique, but a lot of effort.
14-13. 5 minutes. Block shot by Kalen. Into the hands of Caleb. Trying to run the floor.
Nice take.
Puts it up and puts it in.
Woo! That was nice, Rusty. Just finishes through contact, creates space with his body, finishes with the offhand.
Kalen with the block shot, blocked it directly into the hands of Caleb, his brother, who took it the length of the floor, laid it up, gives Plymouth the lead back at 15-14. And he'll shoot a free throw. Taking a seat here is Matt Parrish, and Gavin Myers will also take a seat as Caleb hits the free throw.
Completes a three-point play. See what Plymouth can do defensively here.
4:53 to play.
Big possession for Glenn. You got to answer.
Pass goes to Rust. He'll drive it.
Good
Beats
answer.
Bagley straight to the bucket. Lays it in. That was a lightning quick first step.
Yeah, Russ, he's a sophomore too, man. I keep saying it. It's quick.
He's an amazing athlete. 16-16 the score. 4:30 to play. Comes to Wolf at the free throw line. Turns and faces, looking for somebody cutting through. He'll drive it. Right side, Caleb for a jumper. Three-pointer for him. Caleb Ellery starting to heat up. 19-16, 4:16 to play in the half. Howard, right side. Gets it to Messer on the baseline. Fighting his way out of there. Gets it to DuPont. Wanted to foul, didn't get it. A lot of contact underneath. Russ loses the handle. Fortunately, Howard is right there, and Caleb Ellery will get the foul as he tried to go through Howard to get the steal.
Yeah, it was a loose ball, and then he kind of turned his body into it. It's one of those unfortunate ones, but as a coach, that's a foul that you will live with 100% of the time.
Grant Romer will take Nix's spot.
Another sophomore in the game for Glenn.
3:59 to play here in the half. 19-16 Plymouth. Comes in, DuPont will bring it across and set the play here. Right side into the corner, saved by Romer. Top of the key, Howard. Left side, Messer looking in the middle. Gets the ball into the hands of Romer down on the block, knocked out of bounds, and it'll belong to Plymouth. So another turnover. It's number 8 for Glenn so far. If they've had anything to feel unhappy about, it's that. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. You're listening to Max 98.3's Game of the Week.
When it comes to your money, you want a bank that understands you. At First Federal Savings Bank, we offer more than just a place to deposit your paycheck. We're here for you every step of your journey. Need a loan for that new dream home? We've got you covered. Looking to save for the future? Let's make it happen together. From personal banking to business banking, we offer full-service solutions tailored to your needs, online, in person, or over the phone. No matter where you are, we're with you every step of the way. First Federal Savings Bank, we don't want to be the biggest bank, just the best. Borrowers must meet underwriting guidelines. First Federal Savings Bank is FDIC insured and equal housing lender. NMLS number 399927.
at John Glenn High School. Rusty Nixon along with Peyton Skirvin. I think Allison Chains sounds like this game has looked.
Yep.
It has been a slugfest, and it's 19-16. Plymouth with the ball out of the timeout. In the corner, Caleb has Tyrone top of the key, who's on the floor again now. Caleb directing traffic, has it knocked away. Rust almost able to get it in the corner. Tyrone will take the three. Bang!
Great job by Caleb there, setting the bait, does the spin, finds the open guy.
So Tyrone hits his first bucket in a varsity uniform, 22-16.
A good defense.
New man on the floor, Logan Alexander. He is absolutely hawked up by Tyrone. Now off the screen, Romer. Looking into the corner, Alexander trying to dribble to the paint. Gets cut off. Now he needs help. Hands it off. Coming through is Russ.
Nice
no
chest in
good.
by Parker.
Ellery with the rebound. He'll bring it up to Caleb. Spin move in the paint. Throws it up. No good. And it'll be a foul, and Caleb Ellery will be shooting some free throws.
Tell you what, Plymouth knocks down a couple threes. It's incredible what it does, just for your energy a little bit. You take it up a step more on defense. It just brings the bench a little bit more into it. Something about that long ball, Rusty.
Yeah, I think you're right. That and a dunk.
It's like the home run in baseball.
Caleb Ellery hits his first.
Or the big play in football, it's just those things that allow you to, those big moments in the game, right? Those things you remember about the game, that you put enough of those together, you put yourself in a winning position.
They change momentum a lot, too. Second shot is good. Caleb Ellery now with 8 points, 24-16 Plymouth, and a 5-second call. I think I'm going to agree with John DuPont here. That was a pretty quick 5 seconds.
He's upset with his, I don't know what's going on here.
He's wanting to know why. I don't blame him. I think that was a pretty quick count. But anyway, he's not going to win. I've never seen a call changed on any of those things just because somebody argued. Pass comes in. Tyrone has Bagley. Now off the screen, Nguyen thought about the three. Takes it top of the key to Tyrone. Corner to Bagley on the left side. Top of the key, Caleb. Looking underneath. Has brother Kalen off the screen, goes to the free throw line, gets tied up, throws it in the corner. Tyrone for another three. No good. Rebound to Win on the right side. He'll get fouled before he shoots, and Plymouth will have it out of bounds.
Yeah, that's the thing, Rusty, and we've seen it for years watching teams like Warsaw play. When you fire up threes, when you miss them, it allows those long rebounds to happen. No matter how good position you can be in, sometimes it just takes a big bounce and it lands in the offense's hands.
Parker Wolf will come back out. And Tyrone will take a seat. Dan Nguyen will bring it in. Well, he throw it out to Caleb Ellery, and then he'll give it to Kalen in the corner. Nguyen thought about it, tried to make one pass too many. Bagley was open on the block, but the ankle wasn't very good, and goes out of bounds. Fourth Plymouth turnover. Jude Nix, full court pressure here by Plymouth. DuPont trying to break it with the dribble. He's got Nguyen all over him, and Dan going to get called. And I don't know. There's a little bit of body there. They've been letting him get away with a lot of that, though.
It's a cheap one with how it's been played, but that's all right. The Plymouth fans are letting him hear it up front.
Well, I'm sure.
A really reliable group of 17, 18-year-old kids over there.
Ball comes into Messer. Glenn with it. DuPont splits the defense, gets to the paint, kicks it to Rust. Drives it to the block, lays it in. They're going to call him for a travel before the charge. Dan Nguyen stepped in. Boy, he is feeling it.
I love the way he's playing right now, Rusty. It's just a little old school, gritty.
He is feeling it. He'll bring it across. And they'll call timeout here. Minute 56. They wanted the ball on their side, so they're going to set up a play here. We'll take a quick break as well. You're listening to Max 98.3's Game of the Week, Plymouth 24 and Glen 16.
In a world where there's so many ways to get your news, stay connected by finding out information about your school, local news, along with sports and current events. With a subscription to the Pilot News, they bring you everything you need to know right at your fingertips or on your doorstep. Call Circulation today and ask for their monthly special. Call 574-936-3101 today. Pilot News, Marshall County's news source since 1851.
Back at John Glenn, Rusty Nixon along with Peyton Skirvin. 24-16 Plymouth lead. Wanted to set something up, obviously, out of timeout. Kalen Ellery will bring it in. Throws it into Caleb, and they'll start it. Minute 53 to play. Bagley with it at the free throw line. Turns, goes to the block, lays it up, but travels with it on the way. One too many steps.
Tell you what, we've seen this crew call a lot of travels. It's a little old school. You don't really see many travels called anymore, Rusty.
Yeah, thank Michael Jordan for that. Pass comes in to Jude Nix back on the floor. Gavin Myers as well. And they're working it down with a pass. They get it to Rust, who hits DuPont on the left wing. They'll set up the half court. Myers on the right side. Looking over there, has Rust popping out. Bagley all over him. Top of the key, DuPont turns and faces. Nothing there. Back over to Rust on the right wing. Corner to Nix. Top of the key, Myers.
Good ball movement.
DuPont thought about it. Shot fake. Hands it off. Driving it into the paint is Parrish. And Nguyen steps in and ties him up. And it'll go back to Plymouth.
Yeah, good ball movement, but equally good defense there by Plymouth. Parker's done a good job a couple times just meeting him with the chest in, and with how much stronger he's gotten in the past year, it ain't easy to go through him.
24-16 Plymouth with the ball, a minute 10. Nguyen kills the dribble, needs help from Bagley on the right side. Directing traffic through, Wolf on the left side. Nguyen will take the three from the corner. No good. Going high for the rebound is Rust. That's his fourth. And bringing it across is DuPont. Backdoor cut by Nix. Pass and behind him. Knocked away. Kylan Ellery will get his second steal. Brings it up the floor. Lays it up. Lays it in. Kylan Ellery goes to the length of the floor and lays it in. It's 26-16. 38 seconds to play. Ellery knocks it out of bounds again. It'll stay Glenn ball.
Yeah, I like how aggressive he was there, Rusty. He just caught that ball on the wing, and he said, I'm going all the way. Good luck. Good luck stopping me. We need more of that.
Pass comes in to Myers. Has DuPont, top of the key, Rust, right side. To Parrish. Takes it to the paint. Blocked by Ellery.
That's a great take.
And it's going to be a foul as Parrish went to the basket. And Kylan Ellery.
It's good to see the senior step up for Glenn there. He's, somebody's got to be aggressive and kind of attack that Plymouth defense, try to finish through contact. Good to see him kind of setting the tone for him there.
Plymouth has kind of quietly just extended this lead out to 10. And Parrish misses a free throw. You know what you're seeing here tonight, this is man-to-man defense the way we used to play it.
Without a doubt, Rusty, and they've let him play and be physical.
These are the kind of games that I remember from NLC past.
Well, these are the type of games both these teams are going to be in all year. Physical, fast.
Second shot by Parrish, no good. Ellery fighting for the rebound, comes out of there with it. He's got 4 now, too. So 2 misses for Parrish from the free throw line. Stays 26-16, 15 seconds. Nguyen dribbling out near the timeline, gives it up to Caleb. He'll get it to Kylan underneath. Spin move, fall away jumper at 2 seconds. Up quickly, Rust will take the 3 at the buzzer. It won't fall. Kylan Ellery is starting to feel it. That was a big-time move. There was no defense for what he just did.
No, that was a great move, Rusty.
We're going to go to break, and it is a good one. 28-16 the score. Plymouth with the lead. We'll be right back.
When it comes to your money, you want a bank that understands you. At First Federal Savings Bank, we offer more than just a place to deposit your paycheck. We're here for you every step of your journey. Need a loan for that new dream home? We've got you covered. Looking to save for the future? Let's make it happen together. From personal banking to business banking, we offer full-service solutions tailored to your needs, online, in person, or over the phone. No matter where you are, we're with you every step of the way. First Federal Savings Bank, we don't want to be the biggest bank, just the best. Borrowers must meet underwriting guidelines. First Federal Savings Bank is FDIC insured and equal housing lender. NMLS number 399927. Looking for a stable career in an industry that doesn't slow down? Hoosier Racing Tire in Plymouth, Indiana is seeking motivated people who believe in quality and want to work in a safe environment. With thorough training provided for all positions, no experience needed. Second, third, and weekend shift production wages start around $20 an hour with potential at $25 an hour within a year. Quarterly bonuses, paid time off, and health insurance benefits that start on day one. Apply online at HoosierTire.com. That's HoosierTire.com. Hoosier Tire is an equal opportunity employer.
Coke Zero is now Coke Zero Sugar with great Coke taste. Some people were excited to hear the news. Some were skeptical. So we're not going to have the star of the show you're watching come out and say, "You'll love it." No special jingle written by this week's hottest pop star. No famous internet celebs who happen to be holding the label just so. Okay, maybe just one little pour shot. The only thing that will make you believe Coke Zero Sugar has great Coke taste is trying it yourself. Ice cold Coke Zero Sugar. Try one today.
And welcome back to John Glenn, Rusty Nixon, along with Peyton Skirvin. It's our halftime show. Plymouth with a lead here, 28-16. If you had told me when this game started they would have this big a lead at halftime, I would have told you you were crazy.
Yeah,
it
scoring
just
28
kind of
points.
happened.
Yeah, it did. Well, and it's if you look at the balance of scoring, I think that's what's most impressive for Plymouth. You know, you don't have anybody in double digits yet, but you've got a lot of guys that are definitely sniffing there, and that's, you know, a testament to moving the ball and being difficult to guard as a team.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys in the scoring column for Plymouth, not as many for Glenn. Why don't we go ahead and run that down for Plymouth? Kalen Ellery has 6 points. He's got 4 rebounds to go with that, as well as a block shot, a steal, and 2 assists. So not a bad night so far for Kalen. He looks a lot like his brother.
He really does. He
plays
plays
a lot like his brother did. 2 points for Parker Wolf. Dan Nguyen, who is he's in another realm. He's got 9 points, but I'm talking about
he's just locked in,
the
Rusty.
Strut.
Oh, yeah. The confidence.
He is a different kind of player than he has been for the last couple of years. Grayson Tyrone off the bench had 3 points. Caleb Ellery had 8 points, and that's the scoring for Plymouth. For Glenn, it was Hunter DuPont with 5 points, a 3-pointer and a field goal. Jude Nix did not score. That's the biggest surprise, and I got to say, the big thing that I'm noticing, he's not really getting a lot of touches. They're keeping the ball completely out of his hands.
Yeah, Plymouth's done a really good job, Rusty, of taking away the middle, forcing them to take shots from the outside, and Glenn is not really built to knock down many outside shots right now. They kind of need that penetration and to score inside, and Nick's kind of been that guy for them. We expect him to be, and like you said, wasn't able to really get much going there.
James Messer has 7 points for Glenn, and then Archer Rust with 4, but Rust also has 4 rebounds. Now, don't get me wrong, Nix has 3 rebounds. He had a couple of steals and assists. I mean, he's doing – what I'm watching with him is he's watching 3 guys drop onto him every time he touches the ball. First thing he does is look for the open guy.
As he should, right? And that's, at some point maybe he has to be a little more selfish and try to force some shots up, try to get them more scoring opportunities. But, ultimately, Rusty, I think early in the game it was too many turnovers. And it honestly still is out of Glenn. But
9 turnovers for Glenn and just 5 for Plymouth. That's really kind of the difference in this game
Even if you score on half those possessions, right, you're giving yourself a lot better. You're down 4, down 2, whatever it is. You got to find a way to limit those turnovers if you're John Glenn.
And if you're both of these teams, you heard both of them talk about how, their offense may not be where they want it to be right now. Empty possessions, you don't have that much of a margin for error. You're going to need those possessions to come up with points, and the more you have that are empty,
you take away your chances to score, Rusty. It can be that simple sometimes, right? You talked about it before. If you turn the ball over, you're just not going to put yourself in a very good shot to win the game.
Take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have more of our halftime show. You're listening to Max 98.3's Game of the Week. Our score at half, 28 for Plymouth, 16 for Glenn. We'll be right back.
McDonald's restaurants in Plymouth and Bremen, Indiana are now owned and operated by local residents Bill and Flo Bolt. Bolt Enterprises are proud to own and operate all 4 McDonald's restaurants in Marshall County. Become part of the McDonald's family today with Bolt Enterprises McDonald's. Absolute Plumbing, Heating, Cooling of Plymouth has become one of the leading service companies in northern Indiana, serving Marshall, Stark, St. Joe, Fulton, LaPorte, Elkhart, and Kosciuszko County since 2014. They specialize in residential, commercial plumbing, heating, and cooling services. They also handle drain cleaning, water heater repair, commercial refrigeration, furnaces, generators, and much more. And they're the area's only York brand dealer. That's why Michiana has made Absolute Heating and Cooling their one-stop shop for service needs. Locally owned and operated with over 20 years of experience in the trade. Visit their website at absolutephc.com for complete service information. Absolute Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, the area's top York brand dealer.
Johnson Danielson Funeral Home has been established in the community of Plymouth since 1879, and its staff is committed to providing care that goes beyond the expected in serving today's families who call Marshall County their home. They welcome families seeking options and alternative ways to pay tribute to someone, from burial packages to pre-planning to planning a checklist. The professionals, along with caring staff at Johnson Danielson, are available to assist your family 24 hours a day by simply calling 574-936-2829. Visit their website at johnsondanielson.com for a complete list of services. Johnson Danielson Funeral Home. Service beyond expectation.
At John Glenn High School, halftime here. Rusty Nixon, Peyton Skirvin, as Plymouth holds a 28-16 halftime lead over John Glenn in our Max 98.3 game of the week. And take a quick look. We don't have really a bunch of scores.
No, not much
to
out there,
report,
is there?
But some games of interest around. Triton and Oregon Davis is underway. That's just down the road here at Oregon Davis. Argus and Bremen, also, that's another traditional starter of the year for those two teams. Also, obviously, Plymouth and Glenn, 28-16 here. Rochester and Culver Community, another one. That's a traditional start for their boys' programs. And then Westville is taking on LaVille tonight. But we don't have any scores. We just know they're all in progress. So let's a quick look at some of the games around. This one here, man, I'm telling you, both these teams.
Physical.
I was not expecting Plymouth to be this good, but I think with both of them, defensively, this has just been a slugfest, and both teams playing for the 28-16 difference. I feel like Glenn has played extremely well. They just haven't got shots to fall.
Yeah, Plymouth has just kind of played that slowly extend the game. It hasn't been big runs. It hasn't been 6-0, 8-0 runs. It's been just a basket here, a couple stops in a row, another basket here, a stop, another basket here, and they've slowly gotten it to 12. So, you know, what adjustments does Glenn make? Because they have to go on some sort of run right here, Rusty. I mean, you got to find a way to get yourself back into striking distance for the fourth quarter, whether that's 4, whether that's 6, you know, whatever it is. You'd like to you'd start right away and try to get Plymouth to bleed a little bit and let that lead drain down.
Take a break. We come back. We'll have the second half tip-off. You're listening to Max 98.3's Game of the Week. Score at halftime, 28-16 Plymouth.
McDonald's restaurants in Plymouth and Bremen, Indiana are now owned and operated by local residents Bill and Flo Bolt. Bolt Enterprises are proud to own and operate all 4 McDonald's restaurants in Marshall County. Become part of the McDonald's family today with Bolt Enterprises McDonald's.
Back at John Glenn, Rusty Nixon along with Peyton Skirvin. 28-16 our score. Glenn will have it out of the break.
See, are they going to do the lights thing again? Scared me the first time.
I have a feeling they lowered the lights
a little
in here.
dark out in the middle, right?
It's kind of cool, though. I think it's much.
No, it's very cool.
I
love it.
I think it's much more. I see better when they do that.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm happy they do it.
Just that stage lighting, I enjoy it.
Yeah, they just cut the smooth lighting. And Glenn with it. Messer working on the left side. Has Nix. He'll drive it to the paint. Quickly double team. Steps out of bounds. And he will turn the ball over. That's 10 now for Glenn. You know, am I right? That baseline down there looks like it's way too close.
It's that wall, Rusty.
Yeah,
it's
right.
just the gym. It makes it definitely feel smaller. I thought that when I played here.
It looks like that baseline is way too, I don't know. All alone, Wolf on the baseline, hits it. Bagley got the pass on the wing, found Wolf all alone, and Parker will shoot a free throw.
Nightmare start for Glenn, Rusty. A turnover and one on a beautiful back cut by Parker. And that's when you space the court like that, Rusty, and you get the ball to the corner or down low, those back cuts are wide open if you see them. You got to jump to the ball, take them away.
30-16, make it 31-16. You know, I used to call his brother the assassin. I think I'm going to have to call him the enforcer.
I like that. I like that a lot.
31-16, and he is not afraid to mix it up at all. Right side handoff. DuPont has it knocked out of his hands by Caleb Ellery. Looks baseline, cut off. Parrish quickly to Messer. Corner, Nix had an open look, drives it instead, lays it up and rolls all the way around the rim. Doesn't fall, but he'll shoot free throws.
Yeah, Messer needs to shoot that one, Rusty. He catches it inside the paint. He's got to go up with that. He's too big, too good of a scorer not to.
So Nix will get some free throws here.
Love Coach DuPont. You see him over there just coaching him up at every given opportunity. You got a young team that needs that.
Nix hits the first one, makes it 31-17. Well, you got guys that even though they've seen it, they haven't seen it. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm. Well, and there's only so much you can do in a game to coach those guys up. But
no good. Ellery comes out with a rebound. Kalen Ellery.
He'll work it. So valuable.
Work it down the floor. It's like I said to him to our pre-gamers, there's moments still, even though they've seen some stuff, it's like, oh, that's what Coach meant by that during the game.
Oh.
Pass into the middle, taken away by Parrish. He'll bring it up himself and hand it off to DuPont. 6th Plymouth turnover. Shot fake by Rust. Goes to the paint, banks it in. Archer Rust is not afraid to drive the basketball.
Yeah, I'd go back to him next time. Let him continue to work.
Dan Nguyen, 31-19 now. Plymouth lead, directing traffic. He's got Ellery. Kalen gives it to Caleb. Corner to Bagley. Kalen, right wing, or left, right wing. Left wing now to Nguyen. Works back to the middle, right wing to Caleb. Block. Wolf turns, faces, passes it to Nguyen, drives it to the paint, gives it up to Wolf, buries it. He'll shoot some more free throws.
What a great pass by Dan. That's just fantastic offense. Drives middle, finds the drop-off pass, draws the attention of 2 or 3 defenders, and when that happens, Rusty, there's always somebody open. You just got to find them, and a big part of that is playing off of 2 feet too. He jump stops and then finds them instead of traveling.
Wolf trying to make a second straight 3-point play. And he can't. Rebound comes long, and Parrish will get it. 33-19 Plymouth, right wing in the corner, and boy.
It's a small court, Rusty, you swear, right?
I swear, and it's because that back wall is so short.
Well, it's good defense by the cheerleaders over there.
Yeah, I mean, the fans are right on top of you here, too. Now, on this side, not so much. The side we're on, but across the way, fans are right on top of you. So another turnover. You kind of felt like the team that got their feet under them and gained some confidence first was going to win this. Plymouth has all that going for them. Bagley underneath. Caleb, corner to Parker Wolf. He'll kick it to the win, top of the key. Shot fake from way away. Kalen gets it at the top of the key. He'll drive it right side. Block, paint, lays it up, no good, but gets fouled on the way there.
Just a great job. You get in that 5-out look, Rusty. He catches it at the top of the key. You've already moved the ball enough times. The help side's broken down, and he's too quick if you're not there.
33-19, and coming off now is Howard, and he is in pain. I think I know what happened, too. Kalen, free throw is no good. That is, ladies and gentlemen, young players at home, some advice. Even in basketball, you need to wear a cup when you play basketball. That's all. I could never believe my kids played football without him.
I couldn't do it. I can't move now.
Oh, man. Timeout. We'll take a quick break as well. You're listening to Max 98. Well, you're listening to advice from Rusty. We'll be right back.
McDonald's restaurants in Plymouth and Bremen, Indiana are now owned and operated by local residents Bill and Flo Bolt. Bolt Enterprises are proud to own and operate all 4 McDonald's restaurants in Marshall County. Become part of the McDonald's family today with Bolt Enterprises McDonald's.
And we're back at John Glenn. I wore a cup when I coached, man. I was taking
You
no
just never
chances.
know. You never know, Rusty. It's a dangerous game out there.
They all are.
I already had to play it enough. I had to tape broken fingers together and wear a hip pad.
That I could deal with.
Breaking your hip at age 16 is a normal thing to do, apparently.
Evidently.
Hopefully everybody stays healthy this year. That's all I care about.
Ellery back out after the timeout.
You can't ice him.
And he'll hit the second free throw, hit the free throw, make it 34-19, 5:31 to play here in the third.
Plymouth in the zone, Rusty. 2-3.
Starting to, I don't mind this either when you see the way they play man-to-man. This is just getting into the head of the other team.
It is. A little more pack line.
Shot by DuPont from the top of the key, nothing but net.
Yeah, too easy. You got to get a contest there, Rusty. I know you're in a zone, but you can't sit back, and that's what Coach Miller's saying.
John DuPont can shoot the ball. He lights it up when he gets out. Caleb Ellery working on the right side on Nix. He'll take the jumper, misses everything. It comes down in the hands of Messer as Glenn tries to make a little bit of a run here. Pass goes down to the right side, taken away and knocked out of bounds. They got it to Nix on that wing, but Caleb Ellery was absolutely all over him and knocked it out of bounds.
This feels like a big moment here for Glenn. There's a little over 4.5 left in this quarter. Let's make a little run here.
Pass on the baseline to Myers. They get it to Nix, trying to back his way in. Hands it off to Rust, who dribbles it off his leg out of bounds.
I think it's just a little too unselfish by Glenn. There's a couple times, Rusty, they've got it inside the paint. I just think you got to get your shoulders square, get your feet under you, and go up strong. At some point, that you keep looking for that perfect shot. It might not come. You turn the ball over too much.
12 times to be exact with that one. It's 34-22, 4:30 to play. Right side, Bagley works into the paint, loses his feet.
Oh, my goodness.
Somehow he got the pass to Ellery, and Caleb puts it in.
He slipped at the same time he passed it. It was almost like an illusion from here.
Bagley with the assist. I don't know if it was definitely not intentional, but it was a no-look pass. Ellery right there for the bucket, 36-22. Myers, top of the key, gives it up to Messer. Messer almost has it picked by Caleb. Back to Messer. Looking for Nix cutting through. Not there. Tries to drive it, cut off by Caleb. Now to DuPont. They're going to get him on the travel.
Once again, that ball pressure by Plymouth is just suffocating, Rusty. They've been all over it. Just nowhere to go offensively, and then another travel, another turnover.
They got the athletes that can do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's good to see kind of finding your identity there as a team.
It's not a lot of size on this team this year. You heard Greg Miller talk about that, but they've got some athletes. Wynn has the Ellery brothers specifically on the baseline. Kalen gets shoved away. Ball gets loose, and Rust will come away with it.
Good
Rust
hands. Oh.
Knocked away in the paint. Goes off a couple of people's feet. I think John DuPont down here was wanting them to go a little bit more up-tempo. Russ slowed that thing down. He had numbers, I think, if he'd taken off on the steal.
I'd still be scared, though, with just the way they turn the ball over, how fast you do want to play. But you do have to pick up the pace a little bit.
Archer Rust throws it in the backcourt.
Oh!
And we're going to get a foul here. Caleb Ellery just a bit overzealous. DuPont. Hunter DuPont went back into the backcourt to try to retrieve that long pass, and Caleb was fighting him for it and just kind of shoved him a little bit at the end of that. So now Hunter tosses it in, just throws it away. He's trying to throw a lob pass underneath to Russ.
That wasn't even close,
and it went sailing out of bounds. 14 turnovers now. Grayson Tyrone will come onto the floor for Plymouth. Caleb Ellery will bring it across, working right side. Hands it off to Nguyen. Looking for somewhere to go. Killed the dribble. He's got to get some help. He'll get it from Tyrone. Grayson standing there waiting for his orders. He'll get them from Greg Miller. It starts the offense. Caleb, corner to Tyrone. He'll go onto the block. Bagley, corner for Kalen. He'll take the three. Off the rim. Jude Nix comes away with his fourth rebound. Pushes the issue. Corner. Gavin Myers for three. It won't fall. And Kalen Ellery with his sixth rebound. He'll bring it up himself. He'll take it to the bucket himself. He'll lay it up himself and gets fouled on the way there.
You just can't help that late on him. He's too quick. It's got to be early help before he puts the ball on the ground. If you do that, he's going to beat you to the spot.
And the thing that you see that reminds you so much of his older brother, who was one of the best players I've seen at Plymouth.
That first step?
He glides.
Oh, yeah.
Wherever he goes. He's just gliding. He's never really at full speed.
He takes one step, and the distance it takes me 4.
Exactly. Bagley gets the inbound, shoots the three. It won't fall. And we're going to get a foul on Dan Nguyen. He got a little bit overzealous on the back of the rebounder, Rust. So that'll be the second foul on Dan. It'll bring Parker Wolf off the bench.
Yeah, it was a good call, Rusty. Sometimes you miss those as an official. Just shot goes up, and it's tough to see those little hands on the back, but that's a great call.
Jude Nix will bring it across now. Gets a pick from Howard, who's thankfully back in the game. Loses the handle. Myers recovers it. Has Howard. Top of the key. He's trying to shoulder himself some room. Has it to Parrish. Now to Myers. Back to Parrish. Works into the paint. Kicks it to Nix. He'll take it. Spin move in the middle. Hits the bucket, and he'll shoot some free throws.
Yeah, it's a great job of Nix getting the ball inside and just, using the leverage that he has with that body sometimes. His quick feet, you get around someone, you just got to be able to finish through the contact. That time he did.
Good spin move in the paint. Never lost sense of where he was. Hit the bucket. He'll get a free throw here, trying to complete the three-point play. That foul is going to be on Tyrone. That'll be his second. And the free throw is good. So Nix has 4 points now. And it's 36-25, 2:10. Clock running. Wolf loses the handle. 8th Plymouth turnover.
And now's the time for Glenn. Make a little run here. You've gotten a few stops in a row. Look to get the ball back into Nix's hands. Allow him to kind of attack and then play off of that. Have your feet ready on the outside.
Pass comes in to Howard. He'll work left side, hands it off. Nix in the corner, and he'll get called. Well, actually, it's going to be Kalen Ellery getting the call.
They're going to be shooting here, too.
The hand check. So it's going to send Nix to the free throw line. 36-25, 2 minutes to play here in the third period.
This is ideal for Glenn. Clock stop, a chance to put points on the board right where you want to be.
So Jude Nix at the free throw line. Takes a look at it, puts it up, it's good. He's 3 for 4 from the line. He'll get the second one. 5 points for Nix. Make that 6. 2 for 2 from the line for Jude Nix, makes it 36-27. And now a timeout by Plymouth. We'll take a quick break as well. Minute 56 to play in the third. You're listening to Max 98.3's Game of the Week, Plymouth versus John Glenn.
There's a trend happening around the educational world. More and more high school graduates are attending smaller community colleges to start their educational journey. At Marian University's Ancilla College, we welcome students from all walks of life. The opportunities at Marian University are endless, from living on campus to being a collegiate student athlete. From day one, your professors will help you create a plan for a success at Marian and beyond. Find out more about Marian University's Ancilla College through our website at marian.edu/Ancilla today. McDonald's restaurants in Plymouth and Bremen, Indiana are now owned and operated by local residents Bill and Flo Bolt. Bolt Enterprises are proud to own and operate all 4 McDonald's restaurants in Marshall County. Become part of the McDonald's family today with Bolt Enterprises McDonald's.
Back at John Glenn High School, Rusty Nixon along with Peyton Skirvin, 36-27 Plymouth lead. They'll have the basketball out of their own timeout. Minute 56 to play here in the third quarter. Kalen Ellery will kick it in to Grayson Tyrone, and we're underway. Caleb off a screen, pops out, looking on the right wing. Can't get it in the middle. He'll dribble back to the center. He'll go to the right side now to Kalen, looking in the middle. Nobody cuts through. Tyrone at the top of the key. Left wing, Caleb. He'll take the three. He'll miss the three. And the rebound will come down in the hands of Archer Rust. Rust now with 5 boards in the game. 4 of those in the first half, so he's been rather silent here in the third quarter. Nix. Everybody leaves Jude Nix alone to drive to the basket. Caleb Ellery had no choice but to foul him.
Yeah, and Glenn's starting to find those driving lanes, some north-south dribbles right at the basket. That's really what they want. That's ideal for their offense.
I know it's not a lot, but this was a 12-point lead at some point, I think, a few moments ago, even greater than that, and it's now back to back to 8.
They got it to 14. I think that was the biggest. And like you said, down to 8. Chance to get it down to 7 here. And
once you get into those single digits, it makes a huge difference in your mentality and momentum. And Nix with a second one. He's 6 of 7 at the line. 8 points here. All of them in this quarter and 4 rebounds. He'll take a break here in the last minute 17 of the third. And Dan Nguyen will bring it across, and Glenn's starting to get some of that confidence. Nguyen dribbling on the right side has Kalen. Coming to the top of the key, Wolf. All the way around left corner to Nguyen. He'll get it to Kalen, top of the key. Tries to drive. Has Hudson Smith. Now Nguyen will take the 3 off the front of the rim, and Myers comes away with a rebound. Gets it up to Messer. Howard now with it out near the timeline. Looking for somewhere to go. Right side it goes to Parrish. He'll try to find some space, doesn't get it. Hands it off to Howard. Drives to the paint, kicks it. Rust looking at it, nothing there. He'll get it out to Messer. He'll drive to the paint, kicks it to Parrish, gives it to Howard. He'll take it in the middle, kicks to Myers. Look at 3, nothing but net. Gavin Myers buries it, makes it 36-32, 15 seconds in the third. Right side, Hudson Smith. Kicks it. Kalen misses everything. And Hunter Howard with the rebound. 2 seconds. Shot at the buzzer is offline. And Howard saying, my fault. He lost track of the time. We go to the break, and Glenn has clawed their way right back into this. It's 36-32. We'll be right back with the final 8 minutes.
In a world where there's so many ways to get your news, stay connected by finding out information about your school, local news, along with sports and current events. With a subscription to the Pilot News, they bring you everything you need to know right at your fingertips or on your doorstep. Call Circulation today and ask for their monthly special. Call 574-936-3101 today. Pilot News, Marshall County's news source since 1851.
MCF got its start in 2018 with one goal: bring fast, reliable fiber internet to Marshall County. Today, we offer lightning fast speeds, equal upload and download with no contracts and no install fees. Whether you're working from home or streaming all night, Marshall County Fiber keeps you connected. We might be the new kid on the block, but we're growing fast, just like our internet. Visit marshallfiber.com or call 574-223-2191. MCF, making rural connections possible.
Back at John Glenn High School, Rusty Nixon, Peyton Skirvin. Game 1 of the boys' season. Our traditional start here, Glenn and Plymouth, and the Pilgrims lead it right now 36-32, but Glenn making a run here. Plymouth will have it out of the quarter break. Grayson Tyrone has Bagley. He'll dribble it back to the center, tries to drive it to the lane, and gets fouled on the way there. Maybe it's just me, but it seems like they're calling this a little tighter than they were in the first half.
I would agree, Rusty. And maybe they talked at halftime, said, "Hey, it was a little more physical than we would have liked. Let's call a couple more."
So Messer will get his second foul, and Dan Nguyen will trigger it into Parker Bagley. Wants Nguyen to come out and get the basketball, and he does. Nguyen looking to the sideline, wants to know what Greg Miller wants to do. He'll get it to Parker Wolf. Free throw line. He'll drive it. Just muscles his way in there and buries it.
Woo! Parker, that's the third time he's done it this half, where he's just taken over.
Just put it on the floor and shouldered his way to the basket, gets it to fall, and gets fouled, and he'll go to the free throw line. That's number 3 on James Messer. He's picked up 2 quick ones here. Wolf rolls it in. And he's got 10 points, and it's 39-32, 7:29 to play. Plymouth with the lead, Glenn with the ball. Hunter DuPont directing traffic, hands it to Messer. He's double-teamed almost instantly on the sideline. Has to get it back to DuPont. Corner, Hicks all alone, kicks it back to DuPont. Messer, right corner Myers. Now Parrish, top of the key as Glenn moving the ball very quickly. They're going to hand it to Nix, and Parker Wolf gets a foul. He knocked the ball out of Hicks's hands, but he'll get called for it.
Tell you what, Glenn moves the ball really well, Rusty. Like you said, snapping it around side to side, making that Plymouth defense move, and communicate.
DuPont will bring it in, Parrish, and back to DuPont. They'll start the half court. Plymouth now looks like they're in it's still a man.
Oh.
Pass off the hands of Myers. Couldn't handle it going to the basket.
I think he took his eyes off it. He looked up at the hoop to see if he could score. Forgot the ball.
15 turnovers now for Glenn. That's been their problem so far. That's why they trail at 39-32. Kalen hands it off to Bagley. Top of the key, Wolf. Dan Nguyen. Top of the key, Grayson Tyrone will take the 3. Off the front of the rim, and Myers comes away with the rebound. Ellery knocked it away from him, but couldn't save it inbounds. So it'll stay Glenn basketball.
Plymouth yet to hit that, big 3 here in the second half, Rusty. In the first half, that's where they kind of made their run. They buried a couple threes back to back. Yet to, find that open one and put it in the net.
39-32, Glenn with the ball, 6:25, and Parker Bagley kicks it. Caleb Ellery was hoping they'd miss that as he was on his way for a layup, but nothing doing. It'll stay Glenn basketball. Bringing it in will be Parrish. Or actually, that's Rust, I'm sorry. Pass comes into Parrish. DuPont now top of the key. Works to the right side, cut off. Left side now to Parrish. Corner. Nix thought about it, and he traveled with it. Boy, that's one of those you just take the shot.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you got the open look, might as well.
Jude Nix travels with it. That is number 16 for Glenn. Had a wide open look at 3
in fact,
and just one step.
They've turned over that many times, Rusty, and they're still in this game. It's
kind of amazing.
Good cut.
Kalen, basket. Kalen Ellery for 2 from brother Caleb. And it is 41-32 Plymouth. Hunter DuPont cut off by Kalen Ellery, steals the ball. Looking to go to the other end, lays it in. They're going to say it was a foul on the floor. They're going to say they fouled him all the way out at the free throw line. I don't know about that one. There was a lot of contact under the basket, but they're going to wave off the 2. They call the foul on Parrish. That's his second, but wow.
DuPont's asking for a little hook there.
Parker Bagley rolls it all the way around the top of the backboard, and it will not fall. Nix will get a foul call. Kalen Ellery went to the basket, got the rebound. Parker Bagley had it hit every single inch of the rim before it dropped off.
Plymouth just crashing the boards a little harder than Glenn is.
Parrish going to come and take a seat. Messer will come back with 3 fouls. Dan Nguyen triggers it to Tyrone. Thought about the 3. Drives it instead.
Nice
gets
take.
to the block and gets fouled.
Great job by the sophomore being aggressive and taking it to the rack.
Grayson Tyrone will get some free throws for his trouble. And that is going to be number 3 on Gavin Myers. So a couple of guys in foul trouble on the Glen side. Plymouth's Parker Wolf has 3 fouls. Tyrone hits the free throw, and it's 42-32. Plymouth back up to a 10-point lead. Once again, just quietly extended the lead.
That's a testament to how calm they played.
Kalen Ellery on the board can't get it to fall as Tyrone misses the second free throw and tried to tip it in. Rebound comes down to Messer. Into the paint, flying through. Messer can't get it to fall.
Go.
Caleb Ellery gets the rebound, just his second tonight. Into the paint, Nguyen. Kylan back out top. Tyrone asking for Nguyen to come and take it. Greg Miller calling out a play here. 42-32 Plymouth. 5 minutes to play. Caleb Ellery dribbling it. Beautiful pass to Bagley in the corner. Tyrone all alone, and it won't fall. Gavin Myers, rebound number 4. Messer working on Bagley. Has himself trapped now. Has to get some help from Myers. And we're going to get a whistle and a timeout as John DuPont wants to calm things down and talk it over. We'll take a break as well. But Max 98.3's Game of the Week. Plymouth leads Glen 42-32. 4:43 to play. We will be right back.
At Marshall County REMC, they are more than just your electric provider. They're your neighbors, your partners, and your connection to a brighter future. Since 1936, they have been powering homes, farms, and businesses with reliable service, innovative energy solutions, and a commitment to our community that never wavers. It's not just about keeping the lights on, it's about keeping our community strong. Marshall County REMC, powering progress, powering you. Learn more at marshallremc.com.
Back at John Glenn High School. Rusty Nixon on with Peyton Skirvin. 42-32 Plymouth lead. Our Game of the Week here on Max 98.3. Don't forget to join us on Saturday. We will be at Plymouth as the Bremen Lions come to town. If you haven't seen Chase Devine play from Bremen,
missing out.
Come out and see him.
Yeah, please.
So, definitely one of the best players in the state, in the northern part of the state, but probably in the
that being
state of
said, if you choose not to go, you know where to listen to the game.
Well, that is true.
Or, show up, pop the headphones in, be antisocial in the crowd. You can sit up here in the bleachers, listen to us.
Yeah, you can do that.
It's also a good option. Then you don't have to listen to
young guys,
people around you.
You got so many good suggestions.
I work when I have to.
Glenn brings it in out of their timeout. Working on the left wing. Myers gets it in the corner to Nix. He's looking for somewhere to go with it. Gives it up to DuPont. He'll hand it back to Nix. Looking to the middle. Going to drive it. Has Nguyen on him. Bagley steps in and knocks it away. And I think they're going to get him on the trip as Nix went through. Ooh, they're going to say he grabbed him. All right.
I trust you. I trust you, sir.
Bagley will get the foul. That's his first. Parker reached in and knocked the ball away. They say he got a little bit too much arm along with it. Hunter DuPont will trigger it in, has Nix. Takes the handoff, goes to the basket, misses the layup. Great move to the basket by Nix, couldn't finish. And Bagley comes out of there with his first rebound. Caleb turns, faces, takes the shot, misses the shot. Kalen with the rebound and a reverse layup. Kalen Ellery doing his best impression of Caden Ellery. 44-32, he's having a night. Messer, top of the key, has Myers, back to Messer. Nowhere to go with it, gives it up to Nix, right side. Myers will take the three off the screen. Won't fall, Messer Ill-advised going to get his 4th foul. He was trying to go over the back to knock that rebound free, and he gets the foul instead. That's number 4 on him.
Hey, good job boxing out there by Parker. Those kind of plays make the difference in those games down the stretch. Like I said, it hasn't been big runs, Rusty. It's slowly been just incremental lead gains by Plymouth, and it's those little plays like that, the box out, not turning the ball over. It's going to be those things that make the difference in a team that doesn't have a lot of experience.
44-32 our score, 3:41 to play. Parker Bagley will be at the free throw line. First shot is no good. Bagley 1 for 3 now from the line. Hunter Howard will come out, and Messer will have to take a seat here, at least for a little while. I'm sure they're going to get him back in there as fast as they can. He's been a big offensive presence tonight. Second shot by Bagley. He'll get that one to fall. 5 points for Parker tonight, 45-32. Plymouth back up to that double-digit lead. Myers totally eaten up with the defense. Hunter DuPont off the front of the rim. Rust with the rebound, has it knocked out of his hands by Tyrone. And it'll go to Glenn under the basket.
Hey, you see Plotho smiling over there, not actually, but inside on that low block.
Low block?
He loves that stuff, man. Low block, the clamps, the towel around the neck.
35-32, quick pass in. Caleb Ellery with a steal. He'll try to go the distance.
Ooh.
Can't get it to fall, and a hard foul by Hunter Howard. He helps Caleb up real quickly. That was one of those that could be misinterpreted.
Yeah, but I'm glad he helped him up, and good sportsmanship. And
I think that's what the official went over and gave him Howard said, look, man, it was nothing. You were going to make that.
Yeah, listen, buddy, I wasn't going to let you make that.
I wasn't going to let you have it. So Ellery will miss the first free throw.
That's how this game's been played, though, Rusty. Nothing free.
Well, and
everything earned.
it was a hard foul, but it didn't look malicious. So
nothing wrong with that.
Some guys take that the wrong way. Well, it's like nowadays you can't take out a second baseman. Man, I used to expect a guy to rip into me.
Times have changed,
Second one is
Rusty.
good. Yeah, sometimes not for the better.
Old man yells at Clouded,
46-32. 3:15 to play. Plymouth with the lead, and a hand-checking foul here going to go against the win, I believe.
And Coach Miller, he's like, all right, let's not foul here. But you don't want to – your identity has been ball pressure, right? It's been getting after it. So you don't want to call off the dogs per se, but you also don't want to give them stupid fouls and cheap points.
Thrown into the corner on the inbound. Myers, he'll dribble it back out top of the key. Russ thought about the three on the left wing, pulls it back, gives it up to DuPont.
They're going to have to start shooting at some point if you're Glenn. Down 14, 3 minutes.
Even. Hand off to DuPont. Kicks into the corner. Myers looking for somewhere to
Good
go.
defense.
Gives it to Russ. Nowhere to go with it there. He'll have it to DuPont. Right side to Hicks. Goes to the bucket, lays it in, and gets fouled. Jude Nix.
Big bucket for them. They needed that, something to stop the bleeding. Now you're going to probably get in some sort of full court pressure, you would think, or some sort of trapping situation if you're Glenn.
You would think.
Shorten the game and speed it up a little bit.
Grayson Tyrone
Extend the
will
game,
come on. And it looks like John DuPont's probably going to try to draw that up right here. So a full timeout by Glenn with 2:45. They trail at 46-34. We'll be right back. You're listening to Max 98.3's Game of the Week.
There's a trend happening around the educational world. More and more high school graduates are attending smaller community colleges to start their educational journey. At Marian University's Ancilla College, we welcome students from all walks of life. The opportunities at Marian University are endless, from living on campus to being a collegiate student athlete. From day one, your professors will help you create a plan for a success at Marian and beyond. Find out more about Marian University's Ancilla College through our website at marian.edu/Ancilla today.
At Marshall County REMC, they are more than just your electric provider. They're your neighbors, your partners, and your connection to a brighter future. Since 1936, they have been powering homes, farms, and businesses with reliable service, innovative energy solutions, and a commitment to our community that never wavers. It's not just about keeping the lights on, it's about keeping our community strong. Marshall County REMC, powering progress, powering you. Learn more at marshallremc.com.
Back at John Glenn, out of the timeout. Jude Nix going to try to finish a three-point play. Rusty Nixon here with you, Peyton Skirvin. Free throw is up, and it is good. Jude Nix now 7 for 8 from the free throw line. Coming out of the full court pressure. Bagley on the run, goes up, can't hit the layup. Rebound comes down to Myers.
Stolen back.
And Nick steals it back from Ellery.
Mass chaos.
Nothing changes. Glenn with the basketball. In the corner, Myers trying to get somebody to come through. Nobody does. He'll dribble it to the middle. Hands it to DuPont, back to Myers. Shot fake. Goes to the right side. Tries to hand it to Nix, and out of bounds as Tyrone went into the stands over there. I'm not sure if he landed on somebody or not, but threw it out of bounds, so it'll stay Glenn ball. Pass comes in. It's way too long. It's got to be an over and back. Was touched by Myers in the front court. And then Rust went and chased it down in the backcourt. Now DuPont for three. Bang! So a big swing of events there. Not only do you not get the turnover, you give up a three.
You got to put ball pressure on, though, Rusty. Oh, are they sitting in the – they can't sit in the zone, right?
I don't know. All the way to the layup. Dan who wins just takes it over.
Way too easy for Dan.
48-38 again now, minute 36. Howard has the pass deflected. He and Caleb Ellery are on the floor after it, and it looks like Howard touched it last. Plymouth will get it back. Boy, another turnover for Glenn. That's been their problem tonight. That's the difference in this game. 48-38, minute 31. Full court pressure. Comes into Nguyen. Double teamed on the side. And he'll get fouled by Howard. Probably need to start thinking about fouling here.
Yeah, I think so too, Rusty. Well, now they're in the bonus, so you don't have to worry. No.
Got a 10-point lead. You got to start getting some possessions, but you got to use them. A lot of empty possessions tonight have been the problem for Glenn.
Hey, you just take away half those turnovers, Rusty. You're in a much better position to win this game. You give yourself a much better shot.
Fourth foul on Hunter Howard now. He and Messer both with 4. Messer about to come back. Shot by Nguyen is good on the free throw. And Howard will take a seat. Probably come back on the defense, I would imagine. It's that time when you're making those kind of switches as well, especially with 2 guys with 4 fouls. And Nguyen misses the second one. And then Nix races into the corner, and they're going to give Nguyen a foul.
And they're going to go to the line because of that, too.
Wow, Jude Nix chased it down in the corner. Nguyen was trying to beat him there. And after the collision, Nix went to the floor, and they call a foul on Nguyen.
Tough break, but, sometimes those things happen in a game like this when you're playing that hard. Just a little bit of in the wrong position, it leads to a foul.
It's one of those where the guy who gets possession is the one who's going to get the benefit of the foul. Nix has made it pay all night. He hits another one. 49-39. Logan Anderson will come on for the second time tonight. Or Alexander, I should say, will come on for the second time tonight. And Nix hits the second free throw. He is now 9 of 10 from the free throw line. Double team, pass intercepted. Rust goes up, misses a short jump shot. Gets his own rebound. Gets it to Nguyen. Nguyen steals the pass. Messer goes to the paint, gets fouled on the way there.
Chaos, Rusty. That's all I can say. That was just
wild
chaos.
Exchange.
And gosh, it drives you insane as a coach to see one-handed passes because, 8 times out of 10, one-handed passes do not go where you want them to go. And every once in a while it looks really cool when you get that one, but, man, just pass the ball with two hands. You're able to be stronger with it. You can actually aim it.
49-40, minute 13. Shot by Messer is good. That is Messer's first point since the second quarter. He has been silent here in the second half. Had 7 in the first half. And now he misses the second one. And Kalen Ellery comes out of there with rebound number 7. Ball on the floor. And Ellery recovers it. Has it to Nguyen. And I was going to say that Alexander has, I think, put on the floor to do what he just did there and foul. And that'll send Nguyen to the free throw line.
That's where those hours in the gym pay off, Rusty. Can you put the free throws away if you're Plymouth, and can you knock down a couple big threes if you're Glenn?
Shot is up, and it's good. You know, I don't think there's as much emphasis put on free throws as there used to be.
Well, it's just one of those things, too. It's like you're going to be as good as you want to be.
Right.
If you're going to put the time in and work on them, you're going to be a good free throw shooter.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Second shot is good. Those are free points.
They should be.
Minute 2. Glenn with it. Under a minute now. 51-41. Myers thought about the jumper. DuPont with it. Somebody's going to have to get a shot here pretty quick. 50 seconds. 10-point lead by Plymouth. 51-41. Myers almost traveled with it. Thought about the 3. Now Nix goes to the layup. Puts it in. Jude Nix got a step, went straight to the bucket, lays it in. He'll shoot some more free throws.
Plymouth's just got to be smarter there, Rusty. You can't allow an and one. You'd rather give up the layup. The clock keeps running. You take it out. You can't push him in the back there and give him that opportunity.
Kalen Ellery, foul number 3 for him. And Jude Nix trying to get a 3-point play, which would give him 16 points. He misses it. And then we got a whistle, and what do we got here?
A lane violation.
They're going to say a lane violation, so Nix will get another one.
Somebody's not happy about it.
Well, I'm not sure what the call was here. I think they were. Oh, okay. Here's what happened. The official out here that blew his whistle didn't know that the basket was good.
Oh.
So when everybody went crashing for the rebound, he stopped the play.
Oh, Coach DuPont is not happy about that.
Well, it's because they're going to give Plymouth the ball out of bounds. They were the ones who came down with the rebound. But I agree with him in the sense that it's an official's mistake that caused the whole problem. Well, that's what happened. The official out here didn't realize that it was only one shot on the free throw, and when everybody crashed for the now, I don't understand this at all.
My guess is going to be they just called a jump ball.
They're going to give the ball. Schellinger came over here. Boy, he and Plotho may get to blows here.
Oh, yeah.
That's his favorite guy there.
Oh, boy.
Schellinger came over, and he's the head official in this trio, and he changed the call. He said it should be a jump ball, and then the alternating possession would belong to Glenn. But
I think. I don't see an arrow up there.
I think the initial call was because there was an inadvertent whistle, Plymouth came away with what would have been the rebound, that it was their ball. So now they're talking about it again.
Truthfully, Rusty, I don't know the exact ruling on that, and it looks like they're still trying to figure that out themselves. You know, I wonder if you ever have the emergency pocketbook in your the back. Hey, man, I forgot, dude.
You know what you could do is you could just jump the ball at the center.
I'd be down. Oh, we're going to bring the coaches in.
Yeah, we're going to have a discussion on what's going on.
It sounds like each team's going to send a representative out to fight or something. I don't know what's going to happen.
Don Schellinger having a talk with both coaches.
This is wild.
Plotho's down there just trying to keep himself from getting in there.
He's doing his best. I am so proud of him.
They had their fair share of discussions during baseball back in the day.
Oh, boy.
When Don used to umpire a lot of our games.
So can we get a call up here? Come on, let the media know.
All right, what are we going to do here?
Somebody point a direction.
What are we going to do here? They're going to do
white ball.
They're going to do the alternating possession on a jump ball. That's not going to make anybody from Plymouth happy at all. So with 41 seconds left, Hunter DuPont will bring it in. He'll get it in to Russ.
Kick back three right here in the corner.
Messer. Back to DuPont. Wanted to shoot it. Gets it in the paint. Parrish. Can't hit the rebound shot. And Kalen Ellery comes out of there.
Travel.
And has it taken away. And they're going to call it travel on Nix. Kalen needs to calm down. He came out of there with a huge rebound.
Down.
And I think he was thinking about going to the other end and laying it in, but he had about 5 guys to weave through to get there. One of them was Jude Nix, who knocked the ball away and then traveled with it trying to pick it up. 24 seconds. Nguyen.
They got a foul.
And that's what they say. Hunter DuPont and Nguyen have been –
oh, yeah. Well, he just fouled out, didn't he?
Getting chippy all night.
Oh, no, he didn't. Sorry,
I think he's got 3.
I'm looking at the wrong side here.
I believe he's got 3.
They're moving too quick for the scoreboard operator to flip back in the subs. It's got to be tough.
So with 20 seconds left, Plymouth with a 51-43 lead. 20 seconds to go. Dan Nguyen's first free throw is good. He'll get a second. And Logan Alexander comes back out for Messer. As Messer will take a seat. Grayson Terone sits down for Plymouth, and Parker Wolf comes back out. Nguyen, second shot, nothing but net. 5 of 5 tonight for Dan Nguyen. 53-43, 18 seconds. Alexander loses the handle, and Parker Wolf right there for the steal. Another turnover. And that will be the story of this game.
No doubt about it, Rusty. Just too many non-opportunities to shoot the ball, right? If you don't get a shot up at the basket, you can't score.
18 turnovers.
It's a lot.
Dan Nguyen trying to make it an 11-point Plymouth lead. He does. $17 points for Nguyen tonight.
Wow.
Second shot is good. Make that 18. 55-43, 9 seconds. DuPont across, hits Nix. Well, you got to take a shot here. 3, and Alexander off the front of the rim, and that's going to do it. As Plymouth will come away with a 55-43 win here on night number 1 of boys basketball here in the state of Indiana. We'll take a break. We come back. We'll have our post-game show. You're listening to Max 98.3's Game of the Week, our final. Plymouth 55 and Glen 43.
There's a trend happening around the educational world. More and more high school graduates are attending smaller community colleges to start their educational journey. At Marian University's Ancilla College, we welcome students from all walks of life. The opportunities at Marian University are endless, from living on campus to being a collegiate student athlete. From day one, your professors will help you create a plan for a success at Marian and beyond. Find out more about Marian University's Ancilla College through our website at marian.edu/Ancilla today. McDonald's restaurants in Plymouth and Bremen, Indiana are now owned and operated by local residents Bill and Flo Bolt. Bolt Enterprises are proud to own and operate all 4 McDonald's restaurants in Marshall County. Become part of the McDonald's family today with Bolt Enterprises McDonald's.
MCF got its start in 2018 with one goal: bring fast, reliable fiber internet to Marshall County. Today, we offer lightning fast speeds, equal upload and download with no contracts and no install fees. Whether you're working from home or streaming all night, Marshall County Fiber keeps you connected. We might be the new kid on the block, but we're growing fast, just like our internet. Visit marshallfiber.com or call 574-223-2191. MCF, making rural connections possible.
In a world where there's so many ways to get your news, stay connected by finding out information about your school, local news, along with sports and current events. With a subscription to the Pilot News, they bring you everything you need to know right at your fingertips or on your doorstep. Call Circulation today and ask for their monthly special. Call 574-936-3101 today. Pilot News, Marshall County's news source since 1851.
At Marshall County REMC, They are more than just your electric provider. They're your neighbors, your partners, and your connection to a brighter future. Since 1936, they have been powering homes, farms, and businesses with reliable service, innovative energy solutions, and a commitment to our community that never wavers. It's not just about keeping the lights on, it's about keeping our community strong. Marshall County REMC, powering progress, powering you. Learn more at marshallremc.com.
Time now for the postgame, brought to you by McDonald's.
And in our McDonald's postgame show, wow, that was a good start to the season. And I'll tell you what, I keep looking at this. I can't believe that it was a 12-point win because Glenn played so exceptionally well. Once again, it was the turnovers were just killer.
It was, Rusty, because they obviously when they got the shots up, they scored. You know, to score 43 points, despite turning it over 18 times, it's pretty impressive to do.
Well, and the other part of that, Jude Nix had 15 points in the game. He didn't have any going into the second half.
Yeah, that's wild.
He ends up with 15.
Yeah, he kind of took over, and I expect to see more of that as the season goes on. It's kind of him finding ways to get the ball into scoring positions and Glenn kind of playing around him.
A lot of the success Plymouth had early on was with keeping the ball out of his hands. I don't even think he got that many he didn't even get that many touches in that first half.
Yeah, and that's that's a testament to the way Plymouth played defense, but then, the adjustments that Glenn was able to make at halftime to get him opportunities to score. I just know if this is an indication of how basketball is going to be played up here in this area this winter, we're going to have a lot of fun.
It was an extremely physical game, too. I mean, that was the thing that it didn't surprise me because you're used to that. That's Glenn and Plymouth basketball in a nutshell. You're going to come in, they're going to beat you up.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen. But it was, for two teams that didn't have a lot of experience on the floor, sometimes they aren't quite as aggressively physical, and both teams were going at it.
Yeah, without a doubt, Rusty, and guys that didn't have a lot of RC experience being able to come in and play with a little bit of confidence and play like your hair's on fire, but you're also under control, and that's fun to see. And just seeing some of these faces walk out of that Plymouth locker room, some of that coaching staff. It's I'll tell you, this Nixon guy.
Well, see, you can tell the difference in this team.
Yeah,
with Benji Nixon on the bench as one of the coaching
he's
staff.
He's the impact for sure.
Just an impact coach down there, I tell you.
I'm just glad he shaved. He looks good.
He did shave, didn't he? I just noticed that.
I'll tell you, we've talked about how much the game has changed. Everybody with different colored shoes on.
Oh, I know.
I can always remember coaches being no facial hair on the basketball court. And, that's changed. No hair on the ears. That's changed. It's good. It's good and bad, but
back in the day, man,
like
we had to have crew cuts.
Yep. Said everybody looks the same. There's a little bit of individuality now. It's a good thing.
I don't see anything wrong with that.
Neither do I.
I mean, my father did.
Different generation.
That was one thing I never really understood with him. Yeah. I wasn't going to question him. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, you never were.
There was never a question about who was going to win that battle because there was never going to be a battle.
Yeah,
but
you're right. You're right about that.
Never quite understood that one. But anyway, let's run down the scoring real quick. Kalen Ellery had 13 points. He had 8 rebounds, a couple of assists, a steal, a block shot, a little bit of everything for Kalen. Parker Wolf with 10 points. He also had 3 steals on the night. Dan Nguyen, 18 points. Couple of rebounds, couple of steals. Caleb Ellery, 9 points. Nice first varsity game for him. He also had a couple of rebounds, couple of assists, and a steal. Let's see. That's the Plymouth scoring. Let's go down to Glenn now. Gavin Myers took a bunch of threes, but he only got one of them. He had 5 rebounds on the night, so 3 points for him. Hunter DuPont came on. He had 11 points at the end of the night. Kind of ran the show, too, pretty well at the point guard. Jude Nix, as we said, he had nothing in that first half. 15 in the second half. 8 points for James Messer, and then Archer Rust with 6. And we're going to talk with Plymouth head coach Greg Miller. Man, we were just talking about I'm not shocked, but with the no more experience than both of these teams had,
Right.
I think the physicality of the game surprised me.
Yeah.
There was no fear to go after each other on either side of the floor.
No, not at all. And that's one thing you're going to see from us this year. Like, we play really hard. We're really physical. We want to be fast and physical defensively. Fast and physical, and I think we were for a good portion of the game tonight. Now, they made a run. They have made some really good adjustments, and it took us a sec to figure it out. And then once we were able to do that, I felt good moving away.
I know early on, I don't know what you were doing. Jude Nix had no points in that first half, and I got a feeling that was a point of emphasis in the scouting report.
Yeah.
He ended up with 15,
Yep.
but you kept him from getting touches in that first half.
Yeah, we did, and you know what? We're going to play a really, really good player on Saturday.
Yeah.
And Chase Devine,
Yeah.
and like we've got to be able to take the other team's best player out of the game, make other guys beat us, and you know what? There's going to be some games this year where the second and third guy, they do beat us, and they're really good players as well. But tonight we wanted to make it really tough on him, and we did. But I mean, he ended with 15 points. He's a really good player.
Ball pressure, I think, was the key. I mean, Peyton brought it up several times. That was what your identity was tonight, and that's how you got the win.
Yep, absolutely. And credit to our guards. I mean, we're switching a lot of stuff up the floor right now and knowing different matchups in the scout and having to know multiple guys. But the ball pressure was really good. Happy with that. Now we've got to get better going forward. But there is a positive discontent after this game.
How do you feel about your offense? It had moments and it had other moments where it looked like it was every man for himself.
Yeah, you know what? It's going to be by committee this year. And I see 13-10, 18-9. Like that's what you're going to see. And those numbers are going to be shifted throughout the year and throughout the games. And, we've got to be a little cleaner offensively. We do. We got sped up at times. When part of that is the lack of experience and the youth that we have. And we have young guards. And there's no better experience for us tonight than to come play a semi-tight game and then pull it out at the end.
What did you give Dan the win before the game, man? He is a different guy. Just the swagger and the aggression. He's just a different player.
Well, we want to empower players, to do these things and play within their role and themselves. And we want to see them play with confidence. And he played with confidence tonight.
Yeah, he did.
I was very, very, very proud of him.
I thought, like I said, you're talking about a senior who just really grew up fast.
Yeah.
He's ready to go.
I think he's going to have a really good year for us. And as the year goes on, teams are going to scout, and it's going to be a tough matchup, and we've got to do a good job freeing him up.
Well, man, thanks for coming over and talking to us. Enjoy it, and we'll see you on Saturday.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
We'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back. You're listening to the McDonald's postgame show here on Max 98.3. Our final score, Plymouth 55 and Glen 43.
McDonald's restaurants in Plymouth and Bremen, Indiana are now owned and operated by local residents Bill and Flo Bolt. Bolt Enterprises are proud to own and operate all 4 McDonald's restaurants in Marshall County. Become part of the McDonald's family today with Bolt Enterprises McDonald's.
And we're back with John DuPont, the head coach of the Glen Falcons. Man, we were talking about it all night long. This is a different team than last year. There's a lot of guys who've grown up really quick and have really found their roles and played extremely well.
Yeah, I'm not going to sit here and be able to complain about just about anything we did tonight. First of all, hats off to Coach Miller and Plymouth because that's a super athletic team. And I just told our boys up in the locker room, that may be the most athletic team that we see over the next 2 months. We're going to see some good teams, but they did a great job. Super proud of our boys, though. That's a game last year that when they got a 12-point lead at halftime would have turned into a 20-point lead and a 30-point loss. So
18 turnovers, though. That's and honestly, that's the difference in the game completely.
100%. And that's the problem when we're working in a point guard that's never played point guard before.
Yeah.
And teams are going to notice that, team scout, and we're going to find some tricks to the trade and try to figure some things out. And hats off to Hunter DuPont tonight because offensively, outside of the turnovers, he was super for us.
Yeah.
He scored the basketball, and that's what we've been really pushing him to do more this season. But we're asking him to do a lot. I do want to give credit to Hunter Howard for coming in. He is a true point guard. He just has some problems sometimes slowing down.
Right.
And I thought he played very well and under control tonight. And if he can continue to do that, I think that's going to fix most of our problems.
That's a piece to what you need.
Yeah.
talk a little bit about, this is something I brought up with Greg too. It didn't really surprise me because that's what Plymouth and Glen basketball is physicality. But with no more experience, sometimes you get guys maybe a little afraid to mix it up that much. Man, that was a fight out there from the opening tip.
Yeah, I was talking to Coach Miller before the game, and we were both talking about how, we're trying to build a culture. And at John Glenn right now, what we're really trying to build is that toughness. And I told you in the pregame, the best thing about our kids right now is the buy-in that we're getting.
Right.
All right. You could obviously see we're missing some of our switches. We're not quick as we need to be in certain spots, but the IQ is there.
Yeah.
They know where they're supposed to be. They're just not they're not caught up yet and stuff. And that's all we ask them to do is make aggressive mistakes. If they're going to make mistakes, make an aggressive one.
Made some nice adjustments in that second half. I had Jude Nix with no points in that first half. He wasn't even getting a lot of touches.
No.
And then he ends up with 15. He showed people why he told me before you're going to run a lot of things through him.
Yeah, and you saw it. You saw in that second half, we got to get Jude going. So we're going to give him the basketball and just tell him, hey, get downhill and see what you can do. And but we also have told Jude, you're on scouting reports now. They know you're 1, 2, 3 option. So now you got to become real good without the basketball, moving really good without the ball, and making yourself available there. And he caught on that second half and started going.
Well, man, I want to thank you for coming and joining us.
Thank you, guys.
And we'll be running into you getting down the line here.
Absolutely. Good
John
thanks,
DuPont, the head coach at Glen, will be right back.
Absolute Plumbing, Heating, Cooling of Plymouth has become one of the leading service companies in northern Indiana. Serving Marshall, Stark, St. Joe, Fulton, LaPorte, Elkhart, and Kosciuszko County since 2014. They specialize in residential, commercial plumbing, heating, and cooling services. They also handle drain cleaning, water heater repair, commercial refrigeration, furnaces, generators, and much more. And they're the area's only York brand dealer. That's why Michiana has made Absolute Heating and Cooling their one-stop shop for service needs. Locally owned and operated with over 20 years of experience in the trade. Visit their website at absolutephc.com for complete service information. Absolute Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, the area's top York brand dealer. Here's a play of the game brought to you by Absolute Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling.
And we're back, and it's time for the play of the game. I hope you got one.
Yeah, I had a couple different options. Kylan played fantastic tonight.
Yeah,
he had a couple really good opportunities. I'm sure we'll talk a little bit more about that. But, I think it came down to it. There was an 8-point game. Glenn had a little bit of momentum and fought back into that game. And then, Dan Nguyen just kind of looked, and he said, you know what? I'm putting the ball in the basket. Yeah. He ripped through. Help side wasn't quite there quick enough. He attacked hard and finished with a minute and a half left to make it a 10-point game. And I think, at that point, that 10-point lead was kind of insurmountable, and that play kind of sealed the game. So, Dan Nguyen with that layup with about a minute and a half left.
That's our play of the game, brought to you by Absolute Plumbing and Heating. We got one more thing to do. That's our player of the game. We'll do that when we come back. It's Max 98.3's Game of the Week, 55-43 win for Plymouth over John Glenn.
Culver's Portside Marina handles all water and recreational needs. When it comes to pontoons, Godfrey leads the industry in performance and quality, and Portside Marina has them in stock. From Sanpan, Aqua Patio, Sweetwater, and Monaco pontoons, if you're looking for a family boat, Culver's Portside Marina can help. Discover the evolution of the wake boat through luxury models offered from Centurion and Supreme Surf Boats. Yamaha Wave Runners and Kawasaki jet skis are on the showroom floor waiting. Located at 514 West Mill Street in Culver. Stop in or call them at 574-842-5000. Culver's Portside Marina. Who doesn't like pizza, right? But have you tried the pizza at Bourbon Street Pizza lately? More fresh ingredients and a new pizza sauce recipe. It's like a slice of heaven each and every time you take a bite. And now there's 16 new style of pizzas for you to choose from on the menu. And let's not forget the mouth-watering wings or their 5 different pasta dishes to choose from. Bourbon Street Pizza with area locations in Plymouth, Culver, Argus, Walkerton, Napanee, and in Bourbon. If you're looking for a quick and delicious dinner for the entire family to enjoy, look no further than a Bourbon Street Pizza location near you.
Bourbon Street Pizza presents the player of the game.
Player of the game, for me, this is kind of obvious on both teams. So, okay, I want to hear your input on this. So, for Plymouth, who would you say is the player of the game? You want to see my stats?
Well, I know Dan had a fantastic fourth quarter, and a lot of it was at that free throw line. But I think Kylan kind of is what sparked this Plymouth. that and just I look at the rebounding numbers. To me, I think about getting the ball back, going the other way. I see those 8 rebounds, 9 rebounds with 13 points. Yep. A block, 2 assists, a steal. To me, Kalen played a fantastic game. But I think we're going to have this problem a lot this year where the scoring is so balanced.
I just like Nguyen's game so much tonight.
I do too.
He did have 18 points, and I just like it because he was. I mean, I hate to say this, but with Kalen, you kind of think that's where he's going to be.
Right.
You think that's what he's going to do.
But
I did not expect Dan Nguyen to come out here and be beating his chest and stepping
way
up into people.
He 100% set the tone in that first quarter.
He absolutely did. Just totally aggressive, the swagger. It was just fun to watch a guy that was obviously having fun.
Yeah, without a doubt. Dan, man, he was the man tonight for sure.
All right, did I win you over?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, we can do this thing too, but I like Dan. So you'll get Kalen, and I'll get Dan.
All right, sounds good.
Now for Glenn, I got to go with Archer Rust had a great first half.
Yeah, he did.
Hunter DuPont had a pretty good game all game with the basketball in his hands, but I got to go with Jude Hicks. Jude Nix. I'm sorry.
Nix kept him in the game for sure. He was, kind of their go-to guy, and I think they found their identity a little bit tonight through Nix. So look for him to have a good season this year, Rusty.
When he had the ball in that second half, and Plymouth was able to keep it out of his hands in that first, that's the difference in the game right there, that and the turnovers.
Mm-hmm.
So. All right, that's going to do it for us here from John Glenn, opening night of boys basketball here on Max 98.3. Our final score again, 55-43, Plymouth with the win over Glenn. Thanks for joining me.
Absolutely, it was a pleasure.
You'll be back Saturday, right?
I will
okay.
Indeed. I might go watch the Bucket game Friday. We'll see.
We are not going to have a coaches show on Saturday. It is a holiday weekend. I kind of like the coaches spending their time with their families. So, but we will have a game Saturday night. It'll be a 7 o'clock start, 7:30 tip-off. It's at Plymouth against Bremen. Join us for that. Have yourselves a great Thanksgiving holiday.
Tonight's game brought to you by Coca-Cola, Hoosier Tire, Marion's University Ancilla College, First Federal Bank, Bigby Coffee, McDonald's, Absolute Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, Bourbon Street Pizza, Culver Portside Marina, Marshall County REMC, the Pilot News Group, Marshall County Fiber, Johnson Danielson Funeral Home. Don't forget to visit us online at sportsthemax.net, on Facebook, and on the web.